have a question or query for Jewelry Maker, then you can contact our call centre on 0800 6444 655 and press option 2. Or alternatively, you can email help@jewelrymaker.com.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Design Inspiration. This is Jewelry Maker. My name is Rebecca Redican and I have got some spectacular treats for you today. Genuinely astonishing. I am so happy to be able to bring to you one of the most luxurious, outstanding and lengthy strands of ruby I have ever seen. Graduated rounds of genuine natural ruby coming up for you today. This has to be one of the most workable strands of ruby I have seen in a very long time. I have also got for you a bit of a triple whammy when it comes to the DVDs. Now, have you ever fallen in love with some astonishing designs by one of our most legendary and most loved guest designers? If you have, today is your first and probably only chance to get your hands on this astonishing collection of DVDs. All three are coming at you today at a discounted, bargainacious price. Not only do you this wonderful and truly legendary guest designer home with you, indeed, I've actually got her in the studio with me today. She is so wonderful, ridiculously talented, and trust me, the treats she has got for you today, you are going to fall in love all over again. It is, of course, the one and the only Rachel Norris.
Hello, Becky.
How are you?
Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. And I'm going to bring you today, and relax, is a polymer clay and wirework piece, something for everyone to try, and then a slightly more advanced wirework piece, which is a challenge to people to have a go at and progress with their wirework. So I've hopefully got something for everybody. I really look forward to bringing both the projects to you today. So,
your pieces are astonishing, as always, but you have sort of outdone yourself on these ones. The work and the passion that has gone into these, you can tell instantly. As soon as you see these pieces, you will know the amount of work and love that went into these, and you can see the love. Why was this selection of projects such a love of you? Because you can see just by looking at it that they are.
These particular animals them anyway. So, and I've wanted to. I did a wirework version last year for a magazine, and now I made a silver clay version myself for a necklace, and I thought, well, this can translate really well to polymer clay, so we're going to make them today. I haven't got them all out yet, actually. I just
That's good. We'll have a little sneaky peek.
Crazy on them, which is only because I wanted to get the shape right, the design right. Some of these are prototype designs, and then I thought, well, no, this is the one I'm going to bring to the show. So it's just all the different ways you can use this little creature to make jewellery with.
They are astonishing. You are going to be learning how to make those Indian elephants as part of our first designer inspiration. That'll be coming up to you about 1:30. And of course, we have got Rachel Norris with us all afternoon. She is not only so talented and so lovely, but she's one of the most helpful guest designers. She truly is. You absolutely adore helping people out, don't you?
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, I like to help people along their journey, because I know how much to me, if people make a comment on a piece of jewellery I've put up on Facebook, it just means the world. And then if I do the same to someone else, it's just that I know what a boost it can be, and if I'm there to help as well. So I just enjoy that part of it.
Absolutely.
It's the teaching and the process, a bit like what Stephanie Eddy said yesterday. It's the teaching and the process of it, and the design and the putting together and assembly and then teaching of it is the joy.
You can absolutely tell that you believe that, and truly, she is with us until 5 o'clock. She's so helpful. Give us a text in. Rachel's here all afternoon, and she is here to help you, no matter what the question. Even if you think it's a little bit silly, and maybe you've only just started out, there are no stupid questions. We all take our journey at different paces, so do get in touch with us today. 60777 is the text number. Start your text with the word JM Studio. Alternatively, you can go on our website, and that is jewellerymaker.com. Send a message to the studio in a little box there, and it'll wing its way to us. Let's get started, shall we? I have got genuinely some of the smallest amount of organics left for you. And I know I've told you about the situation with pearls at the moment, and the fact that there used to be quite an abundance of them, but with lots of different things going on at the moment, including natural disasters, including man-made issues, pearls are getting harder and harder and harder to get your hands on, and therefore the price is skyrocketing. When we hit around the December time, you're going to be seeing so few of these, so today really is your chance. This is your first of the pearl strands I have got for you this afternoon. Wow, these are really sizable, aren't they? They have got an oh so beautiful, delicate pearlescence to them. These are your purple, straight drilled, cultured Baroque pearls. Look at the size of these, 11 by 10 mil. Now, if you're new to us, or perhaps you're not totally sure how a pearl itself is created by Mother Nature, essentially what happens is a mollusk will have an irritant within it, and to protect itself, it will excrete a substance that's called nacre, and this is almost like a silk-like substance. And what happens is, over time, this builds up and up and up, and that's what creates this pearl. So every single one of these pearls, because of the size of them, we know it will have taken Mother Nature around 10 to 11 years to create every single one, because that's how slow the process of the nacre building up is. Now, if you think about all of the work and the effort and energy that goes into these, it's not surprising, is it, that pearls are one of the most sought after and loved organics in the world. When it comes to pearls, because everybody knows the effort that goes into them, because everybody knows how ageless, timeless and bang on trend they have always been and continue to be, it's funny to see the variety in prices you can get. Think about when you go onto the high street and you've seen, I'm sure you have, really large, beautiful necklaces created with this organic. What price point are you generally thinking? Easily, if it's got a big high-end name attached to it, you can easily be up there in you know, the thousands, can't you? If it's got a big name, you know, your Tiffany & Co, your Dolce & Gabbana, and of course your Chanel, who is synonymous for working with this, you will absolutely understand and know the price points. Even though if you go to the high street jewellers, you know, the smaller named ones that you'll see everywhere on the high street, you're even then looking around the £200, £100 mark, aren't you? Easily. Not here at Jewellery Maker though, because we like to get... Stop it. No, it's not. I swear I did a 10 by 11 Baroque the other day and it wasn't that price. £7.95. This is astonishing. Double buyers, left, right, centre, upwards, downwards. Your names have gone off my screen. There's so many of you already got your hands on this. Lots of you coming in on the phone. I've only got 67 of these left at this moment in time. It is so amazing. I started off with 300 of these originally, and I've only got 66 of them left. And do you know what? I'm just looking at this, and it's reminding me of a gorgeous gem I've got coming up for you in a little bit. How beautiful does this go together? Oh. Yeah, that is stunning, isn't it? This is Charolite's, a genuine gemstone cab coming up for you shortly. How perfectly do they pair together? I've only got 43 of these left at this moment in time. This is going to be one of your quickest opportunities. We know we're going to have a busy day today. We've had DVD launch this morning. We're going to be relaunching that DVD for you later on. So if you didn't manage to get your hands on it, or you didn't hear lovely Rachel talk about it, we will be getting into that later on. And also we've had amazing Alison on today, who, bless her, she had a bit of a cough, didn't she? She's given me some of her throat sweets. I've got a tickly one coming. And we've also got Rachel Norris with us all afternoon, which always brings in a massive crowd of followers. So we know it's going to be busy today, and you can tell that I started off with over 300. I've got 40 of them left. Once they're gone, they're gone. I have got all the stock in here today in this show. So if you miss them, they are gone, I'm afraid. It is the organic of the year. It's been absolutely everywhere. And the popularity of pearls is set to continue. It truly, well, it's not. It's set to increase, in fact, especially when we come into the winter times, because you've got all of these, seen all these faux fur jackets and shrugs that have come in absolutely everywhere at the moment. They've got that beautiful pearlescent sheen, haven't they? You've got that feeling with this, and that's why they're just going to continue to just be so, so popular. Get your hands on it whilst you can. The code on these is FPPO59 for your purple, straight drilled, cultured Baroque pearls. Yours today at a ridiculously low £7.95. Treat yourself to these today. Why not? Why not? I've only got 33 of these left though. In fact, yeah, should we do that now? Yeah, go on. Let me show you these together. I'm gonna do this beautiful cab for you now. It is one of the most exclusive gemstones in the world. This is your Charolite. It is so beautiful. This is one of the rarest silicate minerals in the world. This is, when it comes to silicate minerals, this is one of the top 5 rarest in the world, which is just astonishing that I've got it on the show for you today. It truly is. I've never actually held this gemstone in this form before, and I can tell you this, it is giving off the most beautiful pearlescent sheen, and that is due to the way this mineral itself is built up. Now, if you're a connoisseur, you will already know a lot about this gemstone. This really is one of those gems which demands attention. It's completely unique in so many ways. When we have a look at it, you'll be able to see it is completely opaque, which means that over the surface of this, you have almost a chatoyancy. You have a chatoyant blast. Now, it might be really hard for you to see in these lights, but when you get it home, you will be able to understand exactly what I'm talking about. It was actually discovered in 1940 in Siberia, is when this gem was first discovered, but it wasn't actually described until much later, until around 1978. And it's actually named after the Shara River, which is near to where it was found. Now, the thing about this gemstone is the rarity. It is so unique, and it is one locational. Now that means when we talk about a one locational gemstone, what we mean is this gemstone has only ever been found and ever mined in one location in the world, and that is, as I said before, in Siberia. Now when we think of one locational gemstones, you're going to be thinking of things such as tanzanite, aren't you? You're going to be thinking of these really high-end things like Larimar. Now with this gemstone in particular, the mining area is even smaller than that of the 16 kilometre kilometre mining area of tanzanite, which goes to show you how rare this is, and also depicts to you why the connoisseurs and perhaps even the people who have done their GIA and perhaps people who have followed gems for a long time and really studied gems know a lot about this, but perhaps a lot more people out there don't. Now, I've only got 16 of these left right now. Lots of you have already checked out your basket. It's only ever been on air once before, and the 16 that you see now is the last that I have left. £19.95 is your price on this cab today. Now think of it this way. You are owning yourself a large piece of this gemstone, 50 carats worth. The thing that is going to really, really push a lot of you, I'm sure, to creating a piece with this is the fact that you can get this home. Maybe you already have an idea in mind as to what to do with it, but you can research this gemstone because, trust me, there is so much information out there about this. If you're into myths and lore, if you're into crystal healing, apparently crystal healers believe that this is very, very good for serenity. If you pop it under your pillow at night, it's meant to help you sleep better. There's so much information out there behind this. So what I would suggest to you is think of something to create and then do your research. If you want to sell this on or give it as a gift, you can pass on this knowledge to people. And let's face it, when people can see something and you pass on knowledge and you know, inform them about this gorgeous gemstone, well then you have passed on something really exciting for them to enjoy and wear and to then tell their friends. I've officially not got any left because I've got 3 people with it in their baskets and I've only got 2 available. It's between Brenda, Veronica and Meg at this moment in time. Whoever checks out first will get your hands on this most rare of minerals. Congratulations to everyone. Hi Becky, I bought this cab when it was first on. I've had to buy another one. Oh no, how awful for you, Stella. It is absolutely captivating. I've fallen in love. It really is, isn't it, Stella? Thank you very much for texting. It's got that chatoyancy and that pearlescence. It's absolutely magnificent, isn't it? Stella, thank you very much for that. You're nodding along at this.
I've got that one and I've got the oval, and I'm thinking of making a really big statement pendant.
Right.
A bit like, I'll show you.
Oh.
And it'll be a real corker actually. If I make one like that and set the oval on its side and the teardrop at the bottom.
Oh, and the teardrop at the bottom like this.
And it'll go really nicely in the setting.
So you actually have this one at home then?
I do. Waiting. I haven't had a chance to use it
Create
yet.
something with it yet. There's 4 of you now bidding for this. Whoever checks out first, you're an absolute love, Rachel. Whoever checks out first will get it. £19.95. Congratulations, Jean. I've only got 1 of those left at this moment in time. Okay, let me bring to you. I didn't realise we had this in today. Oh no, I've only got 50 of these. Ryan, it's my favourite cut. Have we got a slide about this? My favourite cut in the whole wide world, hands down. It takes work, effort, it takes a lifetime of skill, and we're bringing the last 50 of these to you today. What do you think of these gemstones, Rachel?
I like white quartz actually because of the mirror light reflections inside, and I like its clarity. You can wear it in the daytime and evening, and these are beautifully cut in that you can use them as pendants, and also the drill hole is in a place that I can use because the drill holes, the placement is obviously for different people to use in different ways. Yes. I either use stones without a drill hole in, or if it's in that sort of position, I can pop some wire wrapping over it, or because I wouldn't use a drill hole, although I could use it just to attach or fix something. But it's good they have got one in place. You can put it as a bail for a pendant. They're placed for that. And the other 2 you can either have as earrings. You could use the central one as a massive, great, beautiful ring. Yes. I think that's a really nice trio actually.
It's beautiful, isn't it? I absolutely adore the fact that we're able to bring to you this cut on this stunning, stunning gemstone. The concave cut truly is a lifetime's work for very, very few. Around 0.000 0.000 recurring 1% of the can create this cut. In a warehouse where you will have a group of lapidarists, say you have around 500 lapidarists, you would be lucky, and I mean in the vast minority, if you have 500 lapidarists in your workhouse and you had just 2 concave artists in there, you would be ridiculously lucky. The reason is people will train up to 10, 15 years to become a lapidarist, and then you will train for, on top of that, another around 15 years to learn to create this cut. Once you learn this cut, you're no longer a lapidarist, you are named a concave artist, and once you're a concave artist, you are not allowed to recreate any other cuts again. You're not allowed to create the baguette cut, the emerald cut. You are only ever, day in, day out, able to produce this cut. Now, generally, from start to finish, once the gem, the rough has come in into the workshop, generally we'll say it takes around 7 to 8 minutes to cut and shape a gemstone that, say, was a normal round, about 7 to 8 minutes per gemstone. This cut takes around 45 minutes per gemstone to cut. So realistically, we're looking around these 3 taking around 3 hours to cut. That's a lot of work that goes into this, isn't there? Now, the fact of the matter is you are getting something which not only is a lifetime work for very, very few, but let's face it, it's just flipping beautiful, isn't it? And at the price I'm about to give you, you're going to be amazed. It's just £19.95. This is astonishing. I need you to just focus on this one gem for me. I want you to look at how the light travels through this, because the way the light travels is purely due to the cut of this. So can you see, as I'm bringing it up now, that fire internally is shifting, isn't it? Can you see that you've got these light areas of real brightness? That sometimes is known as the life of the gemstone. And look, you have got so much of that in here. Picking up all of the colours around it, really bringing the eye into that centre section on this stunning gemstone, because let's face it, if the quality of this gemstone was not up to scratch, we would not be spending 45 minutes shaping and creating this stunning optical effect, would we? There are no heat spots in this, there are no dark spots, there are 0 inclusions whatsoever. This in itself, for me, is just a beautiful pendant and pair of earrings. For a pendant of this quality for itself, you would minimum be paying around the £30 mark, wouldn't you, just for the one, minimum. Just for the work that's gone into it already. I've only got 35 of these left. Once it's gone, it's gone. It's 35 carats worth of your clear quartz for this most exceptional work, and the cut on this is fantastic. It's almost the archetypal cut, isn't it? When you imagine a genuine gemstone, this is almost the type of cut you imagine, isn't it? But this is in fact so much more than that. It's so much more than the standard cut. Say your princess cut, the work that goes into this is well, tripled essentially. 35 carats of your clear quartz, £19.95 for only 34 of these opportunities left. Say that to me again, sorry, Scott. It's all right, love. Ooh, gemstone chain. I've got meters worth of this here. Oh my goodness, this is astonishing. Have a little look. Gold plated, which we already know, gold massively up in price at the moment. It's only slightly outdoing sterling silver right now. It's up from the start of the year, from the very start of the year, it's up around 31% the price of gold at the moment. Sterling silver from the start of the year is up around 31.6%. This is therefore your precious metal gold enveloped within your gorgeous genuine silver. This is a real treat for you. On top of that, you've got this smoky quartz. I've got a brand new strand of smoky quartz coming up for you in a bit too. The smoky quartz in this is such a deep and rich smoky tone, isn't it? Every single one of them has a beautiful transparency to it, but the deepness and the richness in this smoky colour is really, really rich, isn't it? Of course, as I always say, beauty is within the eye of the beholder when it comes to your smoky quartz, but it is highly recognised and highly regarded in the gem world that the deeper the smoke, the higher the quality. And I think it's safe to say that the smokiness on these is seriously rich, isn't it? It truly, truly is. And I love the fact that this has been set with the gold. It's just such a beautiful juxtaposition between that deep, rich, almost stainless steel, almost titanium tone of the smoky quartz, just contrasting with that warmth and that richness of the beautiful gold that's enveloping that silver. These chains take so much work to create. They truly, truly do. Every one of these hand created. We've only got 27 left. I'd better get your price in, hadn't I, for all of this, a metre's worth of chain. £21.95 for you today. That is all you're paying for this. The work that goes into this is astonishing. Every single one hand created. Now, on here, you've got at each side of the gemstone, you've got your double wraps loop. And Rachel, of course, you are a wirework genius, but even you know how long it can take to create something like this.
Well, it's time actually that I'd rather spend making other things.
Yeah.
So if you can actually use those on the side of your ready-made pendant you spent hours making, you don't want to spend another 2 hours making a chain up. And so your time, you know, you can move on to other projects. You've made your pendant up and it's all ready to go, and it's also got some beautifully accented gemstones within the chain that you can use.
Absolutely. If you were to have this chain, what sort of things would you do, or what would you maybe pair it with?
Now, we're smoky quartz. Obviously amethyst goes really well, any honey tone, but obviously the purple and the brown, well, that's the ultimate pairing. The oh gosh, I've gone blankety blank. Checkbook and pen.
Checkbook and pen. Oh, I used to love that programme.
And I don't know, with the chain itself, again, little gemstone tassels on earrings, tassels on the bottoms of pendants, and they're all there ready. And layering them up to make a really sort of 4-strand bracelet would be stunning.
Oh wow, that'd be a really showstopper.
You've got some 3 or 4-strand clasps on the website sometimes actually,
yes.
And they're ever so useful. You can sort of hook them onto it and use it, or you can make your own connector if you want to. Gosh, stacks of uses.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's absolutely fab. The work that goes into these and the amazing ideas lovely Rachel has given you, it's absolutely stunning. Not many of these left yet. Once they're gone, they're gone. It's yours today for just £21.95. Congratulations to everyone who got that. Oh my goodness. Now, when I've got producer Scott today because Helena's off learning how to make jewellery in the workshop in there. They're all, is she there? Oh yeah, look, everyone else is on the lunch. Look at her pretending to work away at the end there. Oh, she hates being on TV, so she'll hate this. She hates it. Let's focus on her a bit more. So, I've got Scott in today, and Scott, goodness, Ben, you are amazing. Good effort, 10 points. Worker of the day. Have a look. 15 strands. Now what happens when we bring you this many strands? We give you crazy discounts. It's power of purchase. It's like when you go to these big sort of department stores and you know you buy crates of things, don't you? And you stock up for, say, your shop or your parties or whatever. And the discount is always astonishing. That is power of purchase, and that's what I'm about to bring to you. Just trust me on this. This is a stash topper up. I've not got that many. The price point's ridiculous. Get yourself on the phone because I've got Ruby in here. So much of this beautiful matte effect Ruby. Oh my gosh, I absolutely adore this. Do you know what? I'm gonna have to go quite quickly through this, so I'll give you all a really good look of each one, and then I'll get your pricing for you. Just trust me on it though. You've got 15 stunning strands. You've got rubies in here, you've got pearls in here, you've got some pyrite. It's a stash top up. I wouldn't necessarily suggest you use it all in one place, unless you want it to be weighed down a little bit. But this is great if you're just starting out. You haven't really got a clue what gemstones you like, what you don't like, what you like to work with, what you don't, what shapes you like. This is going to be great. I've got different shapes, got different gems. I've got some quartzite for you here as well. Beautiful, gentle, light blue. Cool beans. I've got your gentle sky blue and what I'd describe as kind of a periwinkle blue on here as well. Let me give you some of the dimensions of this. You have got the quartzite, which we're looking, the size on these is 8mm, 4mm. 4mm plain rounds on these in the gentle blue. Your ruby is a beautiful nugget shape. You've got 90 carats worth of this ruby. You've also got on here, oh my gosh, I absolutely adore this. How beautiful. It's got like this beautiful tiger's eye, so spectacular. The tiger's eye, you've got the tubes and you're looking carat-wise, 50 carats worth on these tubes. Astonishing chatoyancy there. You've also got a really nice shell strand in these teardrop shapes. Look at how funky the picture is on that. It's almost got a bit of a 60s vibe going on with it, hasn't it? This shell is your fancy pears and you're looking size-wise around 20 by 29mm. You've also got in here a strand of your faceted pyrites. Wow, that is so beautiful. The size on these faceted pyrites, you've got 30 carats worth in here. It doesn't actually say the size in front of me, but I will guess for you. We're looking at, you know, it's around the kind of 3mm, isn't it? There is a graduation on that strand. Look at how high shine that is. Stunning. We've also got in here your rose quartz, and this is your graduated squares, 50 carats worth on this strand. Gentle graduation on these, very gentle, beautiful internal glow when it comes to those, isn't it? I've then also got for you a strand of your clear quartz. This is so beautiful. Size on this, these are your plain rounds. Size on this today is 3mm on these ones. They're so beautiful, elegant, really, really beautiful and clear. If you manage to get your hand on those concave cut earlier, you want to be adding those to your basket, don't you? I've also got in here, I love this shape. Personally, don't think we have this on enough. This is your beautiful, really rich, deep cushions of your white agate. 170 carats worth on these, really beautiful. Imagine that as a ring. That to me is the perfect size for a ring. These are already going. Okay, let's get your pricing, shall we? I haven't finished. £60.75 for 15 strands of genuine gemstones is astonishing. This is Jewelry Maker though. I'm gonna make it irresistible. Last chance though. I've not even finished. I'm not even partway through. £39.95. I've not got many of these left though. I really haven't. Be really quick. I've not even finished yet. Be really quick on the phone. Hardly any left. I've got a double strand coming up for you here. Let me show you this. Oh, pretty nice. Stop cuddling it. Have a little look at this chalcedony. Really delicate tones here of these nuggets. This is your blue chalcedony. We're looking at around 170 carats. Is a double strand, so even though I've just said this is a 15 strand mega bundle, for me it's really 16. It's as well as this labradorite. These are your faceted labradorites, and this is from Canada, and these are your rectangular faceted pieces. They are 8 by 12mm and they're 120 carats worth on this today. You have got this beautiful chatoya, this Labrador essence running over. I didn't lie to you, I told you there was genuine pearls in here as well. Look at these little stunners. These are your white cultured pearls. They are so beautiful. They've got a real nice depth to them. The pearl essence is really spanning across these. You've got your prehnite as well that had a little cuddle with chalcedony earlier on. These are from South Africa, and these have got 50 carats worth on here. Now they're described as nuggets, but they're 6.5 by 8.5 mil, these ones. So they're not really that nuggety to me. They've got a lot of similarities to them. As well as this, we're nearly coming to the end, don't worry. I've got your beautiful shell. No, I haven't. I have got your gorgeous quartzite here. Yes, there it is. I can see it now. These are your 8 mil quartzite rounds. There's 160 carats worth, and you've got your quartzite in the 12 mil as well. 35 of these left. This is all of your goodies. This is a stash topper upperer, isn't it? It truly, truly is. There is so much in here. Let me put these on here. OMG. Me and the pugs nearly fell off the chair. Emily! That is adorable. Oh my gosh, I love pugs. They're the ones that are for phrases like that, aren't they? Did you? What was your pug called?
Pugwash. Pugwash.
Pugwash?
Yes, and there was another one which I can't say, but he was Puggy. We had several.
Oh, did
to be honest, yeah, we ran out of name. Puggy and then Pugwash.
Pugwash, that is absolutely adorable. Oh my gosh, Emily, it is an absolute crazy price point on that. I'm putting them on here so you can have a really good, oh hello, span across them. The great thing is, doing stuff like this, do you ever lose your mojo? Do you ever lose your creative mojo and you think, oh, I've no idea what to create today. I really want to make something. I'm feeling a bit creative, but I'm not totally sure what to make. And then maybe you've had that opportunity and maybe you've just looked at your stash and thought, oh, I'm not really sure. I've not really got the ones that are kind of tickling my fancy. Well, now is your opportunity to get that fancy tickled at just £39.95. I've only got 26 of these left, started off with loads of them. Now, the lovely thing is you're going to be getting quartz, shell, pyrite, you've got some chalcedony, you've got genuine ruby in here, tiger's eye, prehnite, you've got the stunning pearls in here as well. You've got so much to really just spark the imagination, and perhaps you've created something or you've started. I do this all the time, it really annoys me. You start making something and then you think, oh, I wish I just had, you know, a 3 mil round, but you don't have any, or oh, I wish I had some like really big feature shell pieces, but I don't have any. Well, this is going to stop all of those issues for you. £19, you should have been over 60. It's just $39.95 for you today, an astonishing little discount for you. Now, I am moving over to the wonderful Rachel Norris in mere moments. But first things first, I'm going to bring to you her designer inspiration kit. Now, Rachel, how was this to work with?
Oh, absolutely fabulous, I got to say. And I really, because of course you don't get to see the gemstones until they arrive, and I thought the pinks and the golds, we've got some beautiful combinations, some Bollywood opportunities here with the colours, and of course the black adds that sophistication. You can team that up with the gold as well. And of course I'm teaming up with clay, colours of copper, colours of gold, so those colours go so well with the gemstones and the wire as well. I was just sport really, it was beautiful.
And why did you go for the elephant design? Because I know a lot of people out there love elephants. Yes. It's a very good look charm, isn't it?
Well, I love elephants. My mother was born in India, actually, wow. But it's actually now Pakistan because it was before the big divide. Yeah. And she was born in Abbottabad, up in the mountains there. So she grew up as a child there, and we have sort of carvings of elephants, of furniture that was brought back by also on the other side of my family as well, which also lived in India. We've got some beautiful elephant carvings, and so they've lived in my house, and as a child I love them. So I thought, I like the animals themselves. They're beautiful animals. So,
and you can see the love that goes into your creations. You really can. I've got some beautiful selection of colours in here for you. Let's start off with very precious metals, shall we? Rose gold, 925 sterling silver flat based head pins. 20 of these we're going to be getting in this kit today. Now these are your 30 mil, so there's a great size on these for just those added little extras, the little swirls, the little je ne sais quoi, the little added pieces that you want, you have from these, and you can also make some really dramatic drops with these. You've then got the 925 again, but with the gold ball head pins. Take a look at some of these. Oh, serious amount of these ones. 75 you're going to be getting. Fact of the matter is, when you are people like Rachel, who put love and thought and effort and care and kind of a little bit of yourself in a way into every single one of your pieces, you want to work with 925, don't you? You want to work with genuine plated gold 925, because when you give your love and your effort and your passion, you want to really highlight it to the best of its abilities, and that's what you've got with this kit, because you've got 75 pieces of the gold plated head pins with the ball head, and you've got 20 pieces of the rose gold with the flat head on here. So that's your precious metal. Let's have a little look at all the wires we get in here, because we're getting plenty. You've got the selection of the gold. In this golden colour, you're going to be getting 10 metres of your 1 mil, 10 metres of your wonderful 025, and 10 metres worth of your 024. So we've very much got structural here, and then we've got some weaving wires as well. You've then got this gorgeous rich copper tone, which just works spectacularly in these designs. And again, you've got 10 metres of the 1 mil, 10 metres, 15 metres of the 025, and 10 metres worth of the 0.4. So both 025s, don't forget, now have 15 metres on them. We did that as a little thank you to you. We used to just do 10 metres, but we're now doing 15 because we realised, of course, it's a much thinner wire, so we give you that extra as a little treat. So that's what you've got today. You've then, I'm not stopping there, you've got so much in here. I've also got some polymer. Now, talk to us about polymer clay.
Well, it's actually a really good fun medium to work with. The colours I picked are sort of quite sophisticated colours, and they can be zhuzhed up with the mica powders and the gleams that we've got as well. I've used the mica powders this time, and I've got a few pieces showing the gleams, so showing the different effects you can get with the different products and the way they're used. So I can talk about that. Yeah. I think it's fun because children can play with it and adults can play with it. Yeah. And it's actually so therapeutic for me, because I would do so much wire work. To actually do something that's not wire work is fun for me, because it's a break for my fingers as well. I'm using them in a different way. Yeah.
And it must be for the mind as well, because if you're so used to doing wire work, you have to almost lock into another part.
Yes, because you're using a solid block of effect, of colour, of shape, whereas with wire you're forming a frame and then filling it in. Here you've got a kind of a solid block, and then you're adorning it. This one, I've taken the colour out of it, so you're just literally learning to make shapes and forms with it, so you don't have the worry of blending colours. Just this time we're just using one single block to form a shape. Using it in its natural form. Yes.
I adore that. Honestly, these pieces are just fabulous. You've got your black, you've got your bronze, and you've got your antique gold. The bronze and the antique gold has the accents in there. Now that means that you've got the glitter in there, which again really ties in this beautiful Indian elephant kind of Bollywood feel, doesn't it? It really does. Yeah. You've then though got your mica powders, which we've just spoken about. And we'll show you exactly how to use these and exactly what you can do with them. You can paint with them, you can add them to polymer, and they go so far. You've got your copper colour and you've got your light gold. I'm not even started on the gemstones yet. You have got this most alluring black agate, really stunning luster. Sarah Bennett, actually, who is Steve Bennett's wife, who works here and she has her own jewellery design, she says that black agate is her absolute favourite gemstone for luster, because it just gives luster unlike any other, and I have to say I completely agree. Look at this seductive sparkle. Look at how the light plays on the surface of this. It's just spectacular. You have got your 10mm rounds, and they are 250 carats worth here. 250 carats worth. don't forget, when we refer to carats, that's only to be used with genuine gemstones, and that's how you know you've got the real deal here. As well as that, you are going to be getting your pink quartzite, 250 carats here. Again, same size, 10 mil on these. The black and the pink work together spectacularly, highlighted even more in Rachel's design. So you're going to get a real treat for the senses when you see these. And lastly, but by no means leastly, a little bit of gold, a little bit of brightness, a little bit of a sheen brought to you with this absolutely stunning strand of your gold coloured pyrite. This has got a stunning submetallic luster, hasn't it? It really is. It's cooling to the skin, but it's warming in colour. It's a beautiful juxtaposition. 110 carats worth for you on that. Take a look at all of this. Have a look at everything you're getting for £56.20 with 925, with genuine gold, with genuine rose gold, with 10, 20, 30, 40, 56, 70 metres worth of wire, 3 blocks of polymer, 2 micas, and a whopping carat weight when it comes to these gemstones. 56 is astonishing. Of course, it's designer inspiration though, and Rachel Norris's designs are so good we want you all to have a go. Your price today is just £39.95. That's over £16 off. £16.25. We hardly ever do that price drop. Oh my goodness, what are we used to seeing price drop wise of designer inspiration? £6, sometimes £7, sometimes you're lucky if you get £12, but £16.25 off. That is a serious whopper. You have got 75 pieces of the sterling silver wrapped in that gold. You've got of the flathead gemstones too, with a massive amount of wire. All of that polymer. Inspiration from the wonderful Rachel Norris. Hello, we're together again. I'm so excited for today. Your piece, when you sent me your pieces the other day, I had my show with Stephanie Eddy yesterday, and on the break when I go have snacks, I look on my phone and I just saw that you sent me these pictures, and oh my goodness, you can see the love you've put into these.
Thank you. I have worked a long time on the pieces, but you know, I got carried away, so I sort of enjoyed it as well. So I didn't mind at all. I wasn't yesterday's show beautiful actually with Stephanie's pieces. They were sort of festival of talent there with Viking.
Absolutely.
And
it's just a wealth of goodies.
Yes, there was pointers for everybody. I learnt things as well, so it was good. You know, I really did. I learnt loads of stuff, so it was. I'm glad you had her on.
Oh my goodness, it was so much fun. It really was. And when we're talking about show-stopping festival pieces, well, I think it's just been epitomised here, really, hasn't it? These pieces are stunning, show-stopping art pieces, but really wearable.
Thank you, thank you. They're actually, because you can either take the elephant on its own, or you can put it on a back plaque. You can turn it into a bracelet. You can make little freestanding ones as well.
I love him.
And you know, these can be given. I mean, you've got Christmas coming up. These are sort of little decorations for tables, and there's all these little things you can make with little elephant decorations for the table.
Because
and other festivals as well, of course, for other religions that love elephants, you know, can make them too. So.
Because elephants are a good luck charm. A lot of people do collect them actually, don't they? I think an elephant's said to represent stability, and it's said to represent kind of eternal caring and love, and it's a beautiful symbol created in stunning designs. It really truly is. How was it all to work with them?
As I say, it was good fun.
You got carried away.
Good fun, yes. So. What we're going to do is start to assemble the elephant body first of all.
Wonderful.
I've conditioned the clay ready, and basically, because we're measuring elephants out, and we're again, some people want to make a big elephant and some people are going to make small elephants. Basically, if you just use a disc cutter and use 3 discs for the body, like that, and we're going to use 2 discs for the head. I'll get another bit of clay out.
Of the same size?
Of the same size for the head and trunk. So I'll just cut those out.
Do you have to have worked with polymer a lot to create this look?
I think if you're just good with your hands and you like sort of
quite tactile.
Yes, if you make sugarcraft for icing cakes, you're going to love. You know, you can work with this. It's a lovely feeling once you've got it all in condition. It's a beautiful and supple medium to work with.
These definitely. Just need to let you know that I've got such a few amount of this kit left because there's so much in it. It's crossing over so many mediums. If you've never tried polymer before but you really love the look of these, why not just give them a go today at that price? You've got over £16 off. I've only got 41 left. We started off with loads, so do get yourself involved today.
So I've got 3 for the body and 2 for the head and trunk. So I'm going to roll it together, make a body. It might end up being upside down, you know, because we'll see how it works.
If you work it towards yourself, it works the right way around for the camera.
Oh, good, that's all right then.
Which is handy.
I'm making quite a big one, actually, for the cameras and everything. So I roll them all together, and I'm going to make a sort of a kind of parallelogram with a little sort of back and body like that. Can you see it like that?
Yeah.
Good. And then I'm going to make the head and trunk. You're rolling it together, and this is a bit where you have to shape the head a little bit. I'm making the top of the head a little bit domed. This has been sitting on, giving it a little eyebrow, flattening it. You can see how I'm moving it with my fingers down, pulling it down to make a trunk. And then,
so you're just easing it into shape, aren't you?
Yeah, there we are. We've got a little elephant.
Oh my gosh.
But you haven't lost anything. Push it onto there, and then start to blend this in with your fingers. And it doesn't matter if it shapes out of shape, you've just got the proportions of the clay right. And I'm just going to turn it over and slightly blend it at the back. It'll stick to itself pretty well. It's not the end of the world if you have a gap because
just
you
to blend it in a little bit.
Really covering this in. And this is shaped out of shape, but it doesn't matter. It was just to show you approximately what we should be achieving.
Fab.
Again, try and baby wipes are good at getting fingerprints out of the way.
Good tip.
Things like that. So again, I have fingerprints all over them if you're looking close up. So that's the one thing when you're working with mica powder, you can't smooth the clay off. You have to try and get it as smooth as possible, and then put the mica powder on, because you can't sand it down afterwards.
No,
as far as I know. I probably, hope I haven't got that wrong, but there we go. There's the body and the head. Now, the next thing we're going to do is form the legs, and you just basically need half a circle for each front and hind leg. So again, make a little cylinder. So make sure I've got it. Oh yeah, and then make a little fat cylinder for each leg with a slightly flat end. Again, this has got a little mark on it. Again, it's not perfectly conditioned because again, you don't have much time to get all these bits ready, and they've been sitting in a box. But there's one leg. Aww. And then you stroke it in. Again, if it's better conditioned, it will stroke in a bit better.
Gosh, you're making this look so easy, Rachel.
Well, it's just with your fingers, and again, it's all it is smoothing it into shape. And then next one.
And of course, that's the great thing with this as well. If anything does go atrociously wrong, you just squidge it up and do it again, don't you? I know.
You're working also, Becky, on a flat surface, doing half an elephant. And then when you progress and you've got that elephant off pat, you can do your three-dimensional standing up elephant, because you have to hold the elephant as you work with it a bit more. You know what I mean? It's a little bit easier to do this like this. Just check I got him right. Make sure that head isn't too far out, otherwise you get something that looks a little bit like a clanger. With a neck.
Are those the ones that did that?
Yeah. I made a few clangers. There's a clanger in the box. I can show you him later.
Is there?
Yeah, I'm afraid. So he hasn't come out on show. So I've got my crib sheet. That's my messy crib sheet. So we've done.
Gosh, you're good at drawing elephants, aren't you?
Head, trunk. Now we need to make a tail. So what we're going to do is make a little tail. What we might do is show you how to make little shapes in the body.
Okay.
These are code number TLZX48, and they are I think they're knotting
Nottinghalls.
and they're brilliant actually for sort of paper tools.
Adding texture and design.
If you want that, I bought my pack with you. I bought an extra set because they're on the tool sale, I think.
Okay.
So if you want to add those to your order, put them on your order.
Do so.
Then the code is on the back, Becky. If you want to let everyone know, I've just got to get something out actually. So
okay. Just to let you know that I've not got that many of these left. I've got quite a few of you with it in your baskets. It's $39.95. What do you think of the price of this kit? Because obviously you know how much you'd be selling, say, one of these for.
It's the amount of stuff we've got out of it. One pack will make one elephant and most of the beads for the sides.
Wow.
You know, the extra polymer clay.
It's amazing.
I think, you know, I got loads out of. So you've got 3 packs of polymer clay alone. In fact, actually, I've got far more out of it because I got all of that out of it. Wow. To be honest, all those pieces out of those packs, and then you're adding in the beads. You see, the bead caps don't take much clay, and I put mica powder on the beads as well to sort of dust on them, and then sealed them with a sealant. So
gorgeous.
Yeah. So there we go. So let's now, using those knotting awls, we're just going to make a few marks. So mark for the legs like that, and then bring this around like that. And you start making the elephant creases and crinkles and around the top of his there, and cut in a little bit to make his mouth, just a tiny bit. And then what we're going to do next is bring the awl up and along, stroking along the trunk to make the marks of the trunk. We've also got to make the end of the trunk as well.
Oh, of course, because they have the
little
lines on the trunk.
And then you press the awl in like that, just at the end to make the end of the trunk. Just like that, and you've got that, and you can curl a little trunk up. Now, next thing we're going to do is make a little tail.
Makes it look really realistic, doesn't it? It truly does. It's little details like that that just make it look so realistic. I used to work in a zoo, and I used to love the elephants. I used to go and sit with the elephants for my lunch.
Oh, sweetie.
Yeah.
Well, and I would have too. If I'd been back in bed.
Good. Oh, we could have made each other by the elephants with our sarnies.
I did zoology as my first degree, so it's a long ago. But that's really animal, whatever, so animal biology. But
that's amazing.
Yeah. So, and you know more about elephants than I do, you see now. So with a short length of short length of 1 millimetre wire, I've hand wound the 0.25 millimetre wire just to show you, and I'm going to cut those ends off.
Okay.
Okay. Kind of all trembly, that's silly. And then I'm just going to move that away because I want to make a little diamond shape.
Okay.
I'm going to cut that end off, flush cutter pliers just to make sure that end is sharp, and then a little diamond shape. Now how are we going to show this like that?
Yeah.
What I'm going to do, I'm sort of cheating really, and just sliding the coil over that diamond shape. I'm going to make another one, gripping with the flat nose pliers. Try and do this so you can see. Sorry, and then near the end, so you've got the smallest little diamond upwards. You can slide that little coil over, because this is to avoid the hand coiling of the wire in between. You know how to hand
each time.
Yeah, I think it takes too long. And then that is nearly there.
I love that even you have shortcuts. That's so good.
And that's round there now.
Fab.
And then that can go up like that. And I'm just going to cut that end, and you've got the end of the tail. You can weave a gemstone into this little diamond shaped if you want. You know. Okay. It's fine. It doesn't matter if you mark here because you cover this with clay.
Cover it with the clay.
So this bit we're going to embed into the tail like that, but we need to make this a bit crinkly so that it stays in the elephant. Okay. So just a couple of little zigzags, and then cut that end off because you don't need that long a length. I'll show you it in a minute. That's what you're going to end up with. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do, you can leave that as it is, all wired up in gold, or you can cover up that little bit with a bit of scrap clay. So this is the alternative you can do as well. So I'll just get a bit of clay and wrap it round the tail. I'm just going to stuck a tiny bit of clay and just push it around to make a little. Again, can you see? Can you see? Push it around to make a little tail, like so. There. So that's the tail done. Push that away so it's not sort of in that little diamond, because you don't want that. And that's the bit that's going to be on the show, so you want it a bit smoother. It doesn't matter about the back so much if you're going to put it against a plaque. And then you stick that in to the bottom, like so. Looks a bit painful, doesn't it? But there we go, we've made his tail. And there, that's the tail stuck in there.
Fab. So and you know that's going to stay now because you've got that security.
Yes, because it's got a zigzag on it. So because you might knock that tail, that's quite important to actually get that sorted out.
I see.
And to be strong.
We've had a few messages in just saying, oh no, I've just missed out. How did we shape the body? How do we size the body? Well, I have got the answer right here for you. The sizing of the body, let me check, was using
three
of these for the body, 3 rounds for the body, 2 rounds for the head, and 1 for the both legs.
Half a one for both legs.
Half a one for both legs. If you haven't got any cutters at home, don't worry, because I'm about to bring you a stunning little bargain on this with a baking tray. So perhaps you haven't actually done polymer before, but you, like we've just seen those text messages coming in then, like those amazing, absolutely adore her designs, and you just want to give it a go yourself. Now you can, because I've got the things to get you really started and on the way. So you've got your selection of cutters here. You're going to be getting a, these will come in a packet. You've got your star shape selection, and again, actually, it doesn't matter what shape you use to create the body. You could use the stars, couldn't you? 3 of each for a body, 2 of each, because you're just squidging them.
Yeah, and think of the things you can do with those shapes. I mean, those flower cutters, flowers, you can just cut a little flower. You can show me one like that. Let's take one, and then cut a flower. Yeah. And then you can just pinch it. You know, pinch it up to make a little flower shape.
Just pinching the sides.
And pinch it on the sides, and then you get it. Oh, sorry, and I'll get a smaller one.
Yeah.
Pinch,
a little one.
And then put it in the middle, maybe of a different contrasting colour. Like that. And put it in the middle.
You're making it look so much more lifelike just by adding the kind of the swirls to it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a water lily.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done this very well. And then you put a bead in the middle.
Oh, how pretty is that?
You shape them. There's so many things you can do with them, actually.
Isn't that really simple?
Just put a head pin through the middle of them, and you can attach them to things, you know. So.
That idea. That's so simple, isn't it? And the thing is, with this sort of thing, it's done there for you already. If you're looking for a professional finish, then that's what you're going to get. You've got 25 cutters in the teardrop shape, the flower shape, the heart shape, the rounds, and the stars as well, in all these different sizes. You've then also got your baking tray as well. It's all yours today for just £6.95. And to be honest, you couldn't buy those 25 cutters for that price in many places at all, could you? But £6.95 for 25 cutters and the baking tray as well for any of your polymer creations. It's an absolute stunner. If you want to get kids involved in polymer, this is all that you'll need to really set them on their way. It's going to give you a professional finish, symmetry every time, all yours for just £6.95. Loads of you coming in for this. Congratulations, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, look, look, that's really simple. That's just using 2 sizes of the
stick a
flower
head pin through,
just with the gem on top.
Then you can attach it to something.
Oh wow, isn't that pretty? How simple have you made that? I love it. £6.95 bargain price. Loads of you buying this. You're going to have to be quick because already loads of them have gone.
Right, next we're going to add a little tusk. So what I've done is pinched off a tiny little bit, I'll do it again, tiny little bit of clay, and rolled it to make a little, tiny little tusk. Okay. Like so. Yeah. And then you can stick it in onto the elephant, just near where the tusk should go. And you can use the pokey tool just to make a couple of little indentations in the pattern there. So that's the tusk done. That's easy. Now we're going to just make some toes. And with this, actually, there's nothing to stop you just cutting off the base of the feet. If they're not quite even, you can cut off the base of the feet a little bit.
To make them flat.
To make them flat. So there we are. So they can sit flat against our plaque that we're going to make later on. Now, using the edges of your pliers, just chain nose pliers. Chain nose. Well, now you can use these lovely fine tip ones. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 little impressions.
Oh.
And I'm also going to make an indentation ready for the eye. So using the pokey tool, I'm just going to draw a little eye, like that, like a little eye shape, and then just make a little, like a little indentation in there. Start making an eye, elephant's eye.
Okay.
So we've got that ready. Now we need to decorate those with head pins. And we've got these lovely, lovely head pins.
They're gorgeous, aren't they?
And we need about 9 for each elephant.
Okay.
So I'm just going to cut some down. Ready. So you don't need that length of head pins. So I'm just going to use the flush cutters and cut a few down.
So you're probably cutting about a centimetre down, and then obviously keep those tails.
Yes, for using for links and things. They're silver, so yeah, you've got to keep them. So use those for making links up to make a gemstone chain with.
Fab idea.
Just going to put that away to one side. And just kind of cut a few more, so I've got enough to do the decorations on the elephant.
Okay.
There we are, that's all done. So that's very easy. Now, with the chain nose pliers, it makes it much easier to place these in place.
Okay.
Because there's nothing worse than putting your fingers near and making a big fingerprint mark. So hold the head pin in place and just place it into the eye, and then press down.
Okay.
And then use the pokey tool just to make a little bit of a pattern around the eye, like little pattern around the eye. And this will come out much better when you put the powder, a little scrape at the top, a little scrape at around, so you make the eye shape.
Yeah.
And then you're going to put 3 toes in. Now what I'm going to do is slightly push the head pin upwards into the elephant rather than straight down, because you've just got more clay to go through.
Yeah.
And just use the pliers just to push in, so you're not going to mark the elephant at all. So just put those 3 toes in.
So you're using the section that you did with the chain nose pliers kind of as a guide, aren't you? Pop back into those holes.
Yes, it just literally, they're finer than my fingers. My fingers are very large, and this is just a finer end. I can see the placement of the head pin more easily. I won't make a mistake in its placement, and also I won't put a great big mark or indentation in for my fingers.
Of course.
So again, you can see how that's going in.
So you're just putting it up, almost into sort of in the direction of the body. You're poking that in, aren't you?
Yes, upwards, just to give it a bit more, because I didn't want too short a head pin length in case they all came out. So you've got to give enough to give a little bit of purchase within the clay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to squash it down a little bit. There, we've done that. So we've got the toes in, we've got the eye in. So we've got to give him ears and a blanket and other decorations. So we're going to go for that. Now, I don't know whether you have got the texture sheet up in the show, because that's the
main
thing.
Scott,
main thing we need.
Scott will find out.
There's
no stock left of it, apparently. It's already flown out. They've got none left.
It's the one we need.
Oh, is it?
It's called Ancient Doodles. And that's the one we need. There is another one, like a Persian carpet, you can use instead as well, but it's got similar things. So use something, there's Persian carpet and Ancient Doodles. If you've got that one, that's the texture sheet you need. Got that now. So what I'm going to do now is make a blanket up. So I'm going to lay a bit of clay on the board, and using a section that looks a bit like a blanket. Let's go for this section here, for example. Looks great as a blanket. I'm just going to press down. I might need a bigger bit of clay. Bear with me, darling. I'll just
no problem at all. Just to let you know that if you do want to get your hands on the cutters with the baking tray at that ridiculously low price of just $6.95, you're going to have to be quick, because it looks like we've got about 10 in baskets. Your names have gone off my screen. I've got so many purchased already, and I've only got 40 left, which actually sounds like a lot, but it's really not. I'll be in my last chance saloon once everyone checks out. And on the Rachel Norris Indian Elephant kit, that's at the bottom of your screen currently. Massive saving on that. Should have been over £60. It's yours today for just $39.95. Get it whilst you can.
Right, pressing down quite hard with my fingers to get a blanket shape. And we've got a nice blanket shape with that. It's really beautiful. And then I'm going to use, have I got my hard cutter? Yes. And the hard cutter, you need a bit more than the flexible cutter.
Okay.
I'm going to cut around the edge. If you're making a 3-dimensional elephant, you can use the blanket wrapped around the whole body either side, but we'll only need a little bit of the blanket, and I'll show you how to trim that off.
Okay.
Need that bit for later. And just slide these cutters underneath just to bring the clay up. Smooth it off with your fingers so you've got a nice smooth edge. Now we've got to lift the elephant up for the first time. I'm going to use the hard cutter, the firmer of the cutters in the cutter pack. They are great, those cutter packs. I don't know whether you've got them up for today, but hopefully everybody's, or most people have got them. But if not, look on the website for the blade cutter pack.
They are coming up at the bottom of the screen for you in a little bit.
That's brilliant.
Minutes.
So pop the blanket on, leaving a little space for envelopment, and wrap the elephant in his blanket.
Oh.
There we are. And just make sure you press down at the bottom end, press down at the head end, and we're just going to trim off the excess because it's not a three-dimensional one, it's one that's going to sit flat against the body. So turning him over, I'm going to slightly just saw off, gently saw off the excess.
So that you've got a nice smooth back, just so it rests properly.
Yes. There we go. I'm holding them very gently, so it's not. I might have marked him a little bit in the heat, but that's the elephant up in place now. So you've got his blanket, and we're just going to place a few head pins around the base of the blanket, just as embellishment. You start in the middle and place one in place. And if you've got any of these little spaces from the packs, they go really well. So you can actually put them in as well. If you've got any of those from the findings packs, put them in. They're absolutely wonderful decorations. We might show you that in a minute with the headdress or something. But they are wonderful to add in as embellishments.
So the embellishments you're putting on now, they almost look like little tassels, don't they? Hanging from the
yes,
blanket.
They are. So
like a ceremonial dress, isn't it?
And then there's the other, so then go for the other end, and then it's easy just to place the other beads in the middle. And I've just used 2 more, but you can use as many as you like in the middle. So I've used basically equidistance between the 2, another one in there. So that's the blanket decorations. Now we're going to do the ear, the bottom and the head decorations.
Okay.
Now to do the bottom decoration, there's some circular patterns. If not, just cut with your circular cutters and make a little pattern. If you've got any texture sheet, and then you make a circular cut with one of these little circular cutters, you can make the same shape basically.
Oh, brilliant. Okay,
so it's not the end of the world if you haven't got this. You can use other texture sheets and just cut the same shapes, squares and things like that. So it's not the end of the world. So pressing down for a circle. I'm going to need 2, so I'm going to get one out of the way as well. Another one down. So I've got 2 little circles. I might have got the wrong circle out of my... So sorry.
The cutters that we're using on this as well, that is one of the smallest cutters from the pack that was on your screen, the 6.95 one earlier on. So if you got that cutters, you will have the cutters that we're using now available within that pack.
If not, I think I must have got the wrong one out. So you're going to be I'm so sorry.
Don't be silly.
There we are. That might do. That might be the one. Okay. So just to make the back end, you basically need to cut round a circle. I'm going to cut that one out as well. So I've got 2 in case I make a mistake.
Okay.
Lift that clay out of the way. Use that in a minute. And basically, because the back end isn't quite circular, I'm going to just cut almost like a 3/4 moon shape. Okay.
Okay, like a crescent.
Like a crescent moon, but we're not going to use the crescenty bit. We're going to use this bit here. So we'll take the crescent away. We don't need that. We're going to use just that bit.
Okay.
So you almost make a sort of leaf shape, or that's a shape. I'm just going to lift the elephant up. Hot studio, sorry. There we go. And then just make sure the edges are smoothed off.
Okay.
Pop that on the bottom end, and you smooth that over to form the tail cover, and just cut off the excess. There. So you've got the tail covered up now. Now we're going to make the ear and the headpiece.
Okay.
So, with the ear, you just need the circular cutter, one of the little circular cutters from the pack, and take a circle. It depends on whether you want to make an Indian elephant or an African elephant, depending on the size of the ears. And Indian elephants are meant to have slightly smaller ears, so it's all right. So one of these small little shapes is absolutely fine. Pinch the end, and that's the same shape you use to make a petal shape. So it's very similar to that. And then you use the tool, just make some indentations to make this ear a bit crinkly.
Yeah, because otherwise it might look a bit sort of mousy.
Yeah. Yes. Well, look, elephants and mice are quite intricately linked in the stories, aren't they? But
oh, they are. You're absolutely right.
So, squash this ear. Make this ear. Perhaps I'm going to pat it a little bit to make it flatten. Can you see?
Yes.
Like that.
Tapping it to flatten it.
So it looks a bit more like an elephant's ear.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to make some lines to make some lines for an elephant's wrinkly ear. So that's the next bit. And then what we do is stick that into place just in front of the blanket and just behind the eye. And then again,
so it's resting slightly on the blanket, and that just gives it a bit more purchase, I suppose, doesn't it?
Really does, Becky. You've got it absolutely right there. And just a little bit of indentation there. There we are. That's the ear in place.
Oh,
and then next thing to do is, and just check you pressed it down so it isn't going to come off. It will bake into place once you've got as long as you press this first, the end nearest the head, into place. It doesn't matter if this is a little bit loose. It will press into place. There we go. And then you can just use the tool just to slightly.
Oh, that's a good idea.
If you rub some of the marks off, you can do that again.
I suppose that's aging it, but it's also pushing it in a bit more, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is. Again, you're absolutely right there. Yeah. And then next thing to do is another little circle. I'm just going to place that on top of the head. So again, lifting up the elephant. He's now getting a bit hot in the studio lights, so he's sticking a bit. And then place that on top of the head. You can cut that on a smaller, thinner cutting if you like. These are all on 1, but if you want to make this down on a 2, you can, or a 3 even, you can. And then what we've got to do is make a triangle shape to go down to the front of the elephant.
Trunk.
Yes. So again, another bit of clay. Again, I hope you can see this.
Yeah, we can see that there.
Just choose so anything that would look vaguely like it would suit becoming a diamond shape. So I've just vaguely just gone for a sort of diamond pattern that's in this particular one. Again, the Persian carpets one has different patterns on it. Just as long as you've got something, you can make into a pointy shape. To run down the trunk. Take that away. And then again, all this scrap clay, you're going to be able to use it again. All you've done is marked it, made shapes in it. You've not baked it or anything. It's all ready to be used. And then just take a little circular cutter and then just make a little I might have taken too much away. Again, it's not the end of the world, but I've taken too much away. I can just do it again, but it'll do. And what I'm going to do is just put another, I can put a patterned embellishment on that. So that's this little triangle at the front. I shouldn't have cut so much away. It's not, again, it's not the end of the world, but I'm going to put a little pattern in on that one.
Okay.
So, one little head pin, and what we're going to do is put one of these on. It'll cover that bit up nicely. So, again, all these things are redeemable.
Definitely.
I'm just going to take this head pin up, pop it through. If you've got another little space underneath it, you have to hold all this a little bit more carefully. But pop the head pin upwards, put the spacer on, and then place it in. Then it's not going to go off, and you've got that marked in quite nicely. That's it.
Oh, that's so beautiful, isn't it?
Next thing we're going to do is just make the plant to go on it. Have we got enough time for that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We've got a good 12 minutes.
Good.
Just to let you know though, I've only got 15 of this left. I've only got 15 of this left. I have got about 5 people with it in their baskets, which actually means I've only got 10 left technically. If you're watching at night, do give us another call in if you want to get your hands on this. It's an absolute bargain, gorgeous pieces. And don't forget, Rachel's DVDs are really soon as well. Stay exactly where you are.
Next thing we'll do is lay the elephant on a circle. Now, if you've got the Fat Daddy cutters, again, those are the things. If not, use a glass or a tin pastry cutter for a mince pie. You know, those small mince pie ones. I'll just check. That's the size I was using. I think it is. That's the size.
Yeah, that's right.
So just make a circle on 2 layers of clay.
2 layers,
of clay, of one
clay.
thickness clay, because you're going to give it quite a good base to go on. I've been using the bronze clay, I didn't clean the cutter. So it doesn't matter because it's going to be filled up with mica powders anyway, so it's again not the end of the world. So place the elephant carefully. I'm going to have to put my head over, bear with me.
So you get it in the middle?
Yeah. There he is. So he's placed. So he's going to sit on the side and slightly stick him down. And if you want to do any final smoothing down, and marks in again, marks in and around to mark all the little wrinkles that elephants have. Yeah. And the last thing we're going to do is just add a strip at the top, strip at the bottom, and then we're going to do the mica powder magic, if you don't mind. So that's what we're going to do.
Absolutely. Don't forget you got 2 of the mica powders in this kit as well for £95.
That's what I'll do.
In for you, do keep sending in those messages. Start your text with the word JM Studio, and all you have to do is text 60777. I've got a very small amount, 13, and looking for some left of that kit. Inspiration overload. Stephanie yesterday, Alison this morning, and now the amazing Rachel. I'm not sure I can cope. JM, you spoil us, love it. I know, Beverly. It's shocking, isn't it? We have had so many goodies on today. Spoiling us with these designs, definitely, Rachel.
That makes it all worth it to just get that response. It just really does.
That's good. That's good. Loads of messages coming in. Keep those coming in. If you've got any questions, we'll get them to Rachel later.
Now, what I've done is chosen 2 strips, and again, whatever texture sheet you use, just two nice straight strips along. Okay. One for the base of where the elephant's going to be walking on, and one for the sort of sky.
I loved that message then. Who is that from?
Oops.
OMG. Another one. I will say it again. OMG, Rachel. But I expect nothing more. Oh. I am mesmerised. That is from Emily. I've never seen so many kisses, Emily.
I do put lots of kisses in my messages, so hopefully...
Do you?
I probably irritate everybody doing that, but it kind of ends the sentence nicely. Oh, loads of kisses at the end.
Just keep your finger on there till you get bored.
Well, I often have sort of 600 or 700 sort of notifications, and I just want to try and answer everybody.
Yeah, of course.
So we've got a strip for the top and strip for the bottom, because I wanted to make it almost like an Indian temple plaque, as I say, on those carvings.
Beautiful.
I'm going to put that there, across. So again, so I'm leaning over.
No, don't worry.
There, and then another one at the base, so he's got something to stand on. And then this is the slightly difficult bit, because you can see where I've got it wrong in some of the photographs, that I haven't held this down while I put the cutters in. If this isn't stuck properly, it'll pull up and pull away and not be straight.
Okay,
you can see where I've done that when I haven't got it right. So
no, I can't, but perfectionist, you can see it, can't you?
So again, round with that circle cutter, in again. And then what you have to do is slightly keep the pressure down on that one's distorted a little bit, so I'm going to pull up. Sorry, you can't see, but I'm just...
No, don't worry, you're explaining it perfectly.
Basically, this bit has just come up a bit, so make sure we pull that back up so it's straight as possible.
I see.
So now we're going to we've got the pendant done, and it's lovely in the black, but I want to do some mica magic on it and create this beautiful sort of effect and show you what you can do with the mica powders. Now, you've got a choice, actually, with the mediums here that JM sell. You have a choice to put mica powders on or use your gleams. And the mica powders are put on before baking, and the gleams are put on after baking. And you can produce slightly different effects. I've got some pieces made with the gleams, just to show you that's the effect with gleams.
Whoa!
But you get a more intense metallic cover into the cracks and crevices with the mica, and that makes such a difference when you want to produce a completely metallic look. Whereas with here I've picked out textures and got a black, sort of essential black background coming through.
That's perfect.
With mica powder you can just fill in everything and have a completely
the whole
metallic
piece
look. Yeah, so
metallic.
you can achieve these different looks and things, and there's nothing to stop you putting gleam on afterwards. Why not?
Of course.
I'm just going to pick up this, because it goes everywhere, the powder.
Okay.
Bear with me, I'm just going to clear this slightly away.
Don't forget that you did get the 2 mica powders, the 3 blocks of polymer, the 3 genuine gemstone strands, all of those pieces of 925, gold plated and rose gold plated, and a massive amount, 70 metres worth of wire in this kit with over 16 saving. Now at the moment it says 13 on your screen, but realistically once people check out I will have 7 left and that will be it. So now is your last opportunity. I know most people like to wait until the end of the demo and then go, oh yes, now I'll do it. Don't risk it at this moment in time, just check out now to be sure.
Again, I drill holes in for the bales after baking. It's something I forgot to say. Okay. And add a bale in. But one of the other pieces here, if I just want to show you very quickly, you can make little loops and embed it in the clay, okay? So embed that between the 2 layers. So weave loops, you can either use very simple loops or woven loops like this to make it look really sort of a bit more, you know. And then you can embed that in the clay before baking, so you don't have to add the bale in afterwards. So you can do that as well, just to show you, you know, there's so many possibilities of working with the clay. So, using these wonderful, I use this because it's great, you can wash it afterwards and you can lift it to the sink, wash all the powder off, and you haven't made all your surfaces messy. Some people recommend using a mask, like one of those builder's masks, if you're using a lot of it, because it's a fine powder. But if you're just using it once, to be honest,
it's fine.
Okay? But I would, if you're using a lot of it, I would actually recommend using a little builder's mask.
You're putting some blusher on?
Because makeup brushes are so soft, you're not going to disturb the surface of the clay too much, and you can brush on. So I just got a set of makeup brushes, and they're also really good when you've got to glaze mica powder afterwards when it's done. Because that's what you're going to end up with. Oh gosh, actually I want to show you.
Why are you hiding that one?
Because I want to show you the
perfect, great.
So here's the gold. I'm going to put some gold, a little bit of gold on the brush, and you can start to brush it on.
Wow.
And you can see, because you're using a makeup brush, you can get into crevices and you're not going to hurt what you've made.
Because it's so delicate.
It's so delicate, yeah. And you know, you do a little blow just to blow the excess away.
It's amazing how metallic that goes just instantly.
Beautiful.
Isn't it? It looks like liquid gold. It's so beautiful.
The powder looks totally different to what what has gone on.
And when you put it on different base colours of clay as well, it looks a bit different, doesn't it?
This is exactly what you can see here. Some of it, you've got 3 different colours of clay in the pack, so you can experiment with the different effects this can have. I'm going to put a bit of the copper on as well, so you can see the effect of the little bit of the brush of the copper along the edges, just to add a bit of sort of, I don't know, different colour
some
through.
Heat to it, doesn't it?
And that will go with the pink gemstone. So you don't have to coat the whole thing. You've got a really beautiful effect in there. Oh, I've not just trunco. If that happens, sometimes the mica powder can be difficult to stick things back on. Not the end of the world. If any of you have got Bacon Bond, I just happen to have liquid Sculpey. But if you've got Bacon Bond, it does the same sort of thing.
It does the same thing, you can work it in the same way.
It's the same stuff, so more or less, and you just put a tiny blob on. Oops.
Little blob. Little blob.
Not like that. Disaster. I should have put that on my finger first, and then put that back on using the pliers very, very gently. Put that back on again.
And that'll be fine.
That'll be fine.
And you could even do that after baking, couldn't you?
Exactly. If something falls, if that falls off and you've gone and baked it, oh no, it's come off.
It's
a bit of Bacon
fixable.
Bond, and then you can put it back on again. So yes, that's there, blobbed everywhere. So there we are. That's the tusk. That's the elephant done. He's all ready for baking.
Wow, isn't that astonishing? He looks so gorgeous. He looks so expensive and rich. He really, really does, and it just highlights that 925 beautifully, those colours of mica.
Well, it does, because you've got the gold in there, you've got this will stay. These will stay so shiny. This is a kind of one I've made up with just the gold on the black. and there's a totally different effect adding in the copper.
Really
and also
is.
I haven't put as many layers on. I mean, you can literally add on layers and layers and layers and layers and increase the intensity of this mica powder and really build it up as much as possible to get that effect. Now you need to keep that effect. It'll come off if you don't coat it with anything afterwards.
Of course.
There are lots and lots of different products on the market, and I've got lists of them, but you can use, can I say the products, or is it something?
I don't know, Scott.
You do need to cover them with a glaze afterwards.
Where's Scott gone? Right, I've just asked you a question. Can she, Scott? Yeah, go for it. He said go for it.
Studio Sculpey satin to create a satin effect.
Okay.
And there's something called Derby Vernis.
Okay.
And I can give people details if they want to find out what it is. It's a really, we're hoping to bring something like that to JM in the future. Oh yeah, got to do the back of it as well. And because you've got to seal that mica powder into place. You see, look at that. I mean, it's just literally then like beaten metal.
It's gorgeous.
It's a lovely effect.
Oh,
and that's with the copper, and then you can swirl it all in and increase the intensity of that colour. And then just bake it as it is. Make sure the edges are done, of course. Sorry, not professional. Edges are done, got to be done as well. And then that's all ready to go into the oven, ready to cook.
And that is that. I can't believe you've managed to create something so stunning, so beautiful in like 45 minutes. That is astonishing. It really, really is. Rachel, you are genuinely so inspirational. And do not worry, Rachel is going nowhere. Give us a little clue as to what to expect for your second designer inspiration.
It's a Keflapod. It's as a Bond movie title, stuff like that. Yeah,
I love
8
that.
legs.
Okay, he's giving it away now. We are coming back with Rachel very, very soon. After the break, I have got a stunning strand of ruby for you, and I've got the Rachel Norris collection. Join me after this.
Hi Jewelry Makers, if you're a Freeview viewer, you can now continue to watch the show live by switching over to channel 64. Our brand new 24-hour channel is available to the majority of homes in the UK, so grab your remote now to make sure you don't miss a thing.
You can now keep in touch by liking Jewelry Maker UK on Facebook. Get interactive with Jewelry Maker.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting. To use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then the certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from the Genuine Gemstone Company.
We here at Jewelry Maker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider, when you purchase a product from JM, you'll receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with Jewelry Maker FIFO reviews.
Ruby is a red member of the corundum family and is often given as a gift to show the strength of one's relationship. Its rich, vivid red colours are due to the presence of chromium, and its almost identical twin sister, the sapphire, is similar in all but colour. Ruby shows pleochroism, which means that the colour varies when viewing the gemstone in different directions, and many can appear incredibly bright when exposed to the sun. For an incredible selection of rubies from all over the globe, stay tuned to us.
This is your opportunity to get your hands on that gemstone. One of the big four, one of the most sought after gemstones in the world, and one of the best qualities I've seen. This ruby has got that archetypal, that sought after, that sensational, rich ruby red that can only be delivered in such a form when it is natural, just like this gemstone is. Natural ruby is such a rarity. Natural ruby in this form is so rare that it's estimated that around 99.5% of all ruby on the market is treated. 99.5% of ruby on the market has a treatment. That's a astonishing amount, isn't it? It truly is mind-boggling. So this gemstone here that we have is natural. So that already means that it's up there in the 0.5, half a percent of the gemstone ruby on the market that is natural. That is it. Now, when you think about treatments that have happened on gemstones, we always say treatments are fine, and they absolutely are. Things like dyeing of gemstones is absolutely fine because, you know, it's not too intrusive and it gives you a certain look to a gemstone that means you have a better variety of things. Sadly, with ruby, a lot of the treatments that take place on ruby are massively intrusive. They truly, truly are. Very rarely will you see a dyed ruby. There's often no need. Very rarely will you see, say, a coated ruby, which again is an absolutely fine treatment to have. Very, very rarely. Very, very rarely. With ruby, though, one of the main treatments is filling. That is a very intrusive, time-consuming treatment. And actually, very rarely is it a positive. The reason being, why do we fill ruby? Sometimes we fill ruby because we can't find decent enough quality. It's as simple as that. I know that that sounds really bad, but it's completely true. Sometimes we fill it because we can't find great enough quality, and sometimes we'll find bits of ruby that you think, if I put a drill hole through that, it's going to smash in half because there's loads of inclusions. It's not even holding together at all. I'm going to fill it. And what do we fill it with? We fill it with glass. We fill it with a lead-based glass. And that means it holds together. Another reason that a lot of ruby, 99.5% around of ruby in the world nowadays is filled, is because it gives it a bit of a nice glowing. It intensifies the colour. It gives it a bit of transparency to it. Now, the situation and the issue with that is that you aren't actually, if we take it down to the bare bones of it, you don't actually own 100% ruby. You own ruby with a bit of glass and lead, don't you? Realistically, it's great that we're able to fill rubies sometimes because it does mean that you're able to get more. If we weren't able to fill ruby, then that would essentially mean you would have a tiny portion of ruby on the market. It'd be so expensive because hardly anyone would be able to own it. So it's great that we have the technology now to do that, to fill it. But if those people who just want, we've only managed to get in yesterday. We had a shipment coming yesterday, and this time, again, because of the rarity and because of the quality, we haven't been able to get 100 again. We've only been able to get 50 this time. I'm going to honour the price that you saw it at last time when we had 100, which actually we probably shouldn't, to be honest, because usually if we've got a smaller portion, of course, if you've got a smaller portion, generally you'd expect the price to be up, wouldn't you? But we're honouring it. You have got your chance to own Totally Natural, one of the big four, one of the gemstones of the world. £49.95. That is so special. You're going to be owning a totally natural heirloom. You're going to be owning around 0.5% of natural ruby that's on the market now. It is astonishing that I'm able to offer that to you at this price point. You are getting 100% ruby with each one of these gems. There's no lead in there. There's no glass in there. This hasn't gone through irradiation. This hasn't been filled with anything. It's just 100% Mother Nature, polished, shaped, drilled for you at £49.95. Genuinely, when we are dealing with natural ruby, you're generally going to be looking at a price hike of around 60%, aren't you? Usually, the fact of the matter is you've got it at an astonishing price point here for the quality of this. It's almost got that star ruby feel to it, hasn't it? It really has. Rachel, ruby, 3 words, discuss.
Oh, berries, red currant berries, opulence.
I love
history.
that. Why opulence?
Oh, well, it's one of the big four. Opulent makes you feel rich and it has a rich colour to it. It has a very passionate colour to it as well.
It really is, isn't it? Now, I know that you like to work with a massive variety of gemstones. What about rubies? When you've got this amount, because this is a really lengthy strand, is it one that you'd savour or is it one that you'd just have a go with straight away?
Do you know, I haven't got a strand of plain rounds because it's actually quite rare to get them in these little perfect rounds.
You're
you get them in
absolutely
rondelles, but those rounds you can use them. You can use them in a lot more, a huge variety of different ways. Again, for example, pop it in a peacock design like this. You can put those little beads in as eyes of creatures. For the centres of flowers.
Perfect size.
Down. Oh goodness.
This is on the DVD. Yeah. We'll show you that.
Just show you that. I mean, that's enough, really. I mean, again, you can use those, wire them in as details within frames to keep them, because the wire.
So your eyes really drawn.
Yes, yes, you're also protecting them within a frame of large gauge wire, because the 0.25 and the 0.4 will probably go through them, and then you can frame them within the 1 mil, for example.
I adore that idea. I've only got 29 left now. Now, I've not got my ruler of truth. I think the ruler of truth is on holiday. I've got his friend. I'm not sure how I feel about him. Who's this? He's still true. Let's have a look. What is our average gemstone strand length? We generally say it's around the 30 centimetres as an average, because we have some that are, well, 13, 14 centimetres long, but then we have some that are more than that, don't we? So our average really is 30 centimetres. Ruby, strand of genuine natural ruby, 30 centimetres is here. You're getting on this strand around, no way, I can't work this ruler out, hang on. Gosh, I'm being thrown off by a ruler. What's that? That's an extra 10, 11 centimetres, isn't it? You're getting around 40 centimetres worth of genuine ruby. That is astonishing. Just to let you know, I've got 5 in baskets. I've got 27 of these left. Once these are gone, they are gone, because for finding this quality at this price point, it does not happen daily. It doesn't even happen bi-monthly. It really doesn't. 27 left. It's the only ruby rounds that we have at all on our website. Very rare do you get such a workable strand of such luxury. Well done to everyone who's managed to get that. Truly an absolute gem. Gems of distinction strand at that price point and that quality. Now, have you ever thought, wouldn't it be nice to have Rachel Norris in my house? Wouldn't it be nice to have her for hours and hours?
think my husband thinks that sometimes because he doesn't see very much of me.
Oh, bless! Well, he can get the DVDs.
Yeah,
Fine.
exactly. We can have that on.
This is the first time ever you have got the opportunity to own this. The Rachel Norris Triple Edition Collection. Take a little look at these DVDs I have got to offer you today. They are astonishing. Now, we have got so many of these oh my goodness, look at all these pieces.
Well,
now,
it's 3 DVD. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
well,
hours.
It's 8 hours worth
and
of
actually,
DVD.
Each one of those pieces is a day. Some pieces take a week to make, for example.
Yeah.
But you know, you'd make one of these in a class with me for a day, for example. So even though it's an hour DVD, it's actually more of a teaching class. It would normally take longer to teach that in a class.
Yeah,
so
of
the
course.
value you're getting in that hour is actually almost a day of teaching.
Yeah, of course,
to be honest.
because you've got so much in there.
Yes, yes. It would take me a day to teach or a morning, say to teach the bird, for example. And that's just done in a half-hour slot. But that would take, 3 to 4 hours to teach, for example. So I think it's
I've great value for money, isn't
give
it?
essence of myself, because I couldn't run workshops for a long time. I thought this is the best thing I could do, to put it all down there for everybody.
It's a wonderful format that you've done it in, it truly is. I've got edition 1 through 3 for you today. Now, I'm going to give you a heads up straight away. I'm going to do a discount. I've only got 50. Already there's lots of these going. I'm really sorry, you've never seen this before, and the reason is generally what'll happen is we'll try and order them all in one collection, but then maybe we won't be able to get our hands on some, or possibly won't be able to get them all in at the same time. So we've never been able to do this before, and we might not again. We've literally just hit it lucky this time to be able to get all 3 for you. I'm gonna be doing you a discount. I'll show you the price it should be. £52.85 it should be. It's not going to be today though. Your price, we're going to do a discount. Rachel Norris in your own house. £42.85 for you today. That is all you are paying. This is your edition 1, 2 and 3 in here today. So you've got in this your beautiful collection. You've got edition 3, which of course your water. You've got edition 1, which is the beauty of nature. It's the ones with all the flowers. And
that's Earth, really. I did obviously. That's the Earth side of things.
Absolutely. So talk to us about these 3 and which ones, for you, why they work so well together, and what development they are.
Well, I think the first one. I'm teaching flat weaves, but you can use them to make into 3-dimensional shapes, for example, like the rose, and also leaves. Leaves, technically, some people find leaves a little bit daunting, but I've taught you through how to make a realistic-looking wire leaf. The dragonfly is one of the first projects, and that's a lovely, easy first project to work through. It gives you frame forming without too much to do, and then you've got the first sets of weaves, and you've got a beautiful formed little creature.
Yes.
And then you can build up those pieces into large statement pieces, like Stephanie Eddy does, for example.
Yeah.
And like I do with these, or you can use the individual elements on their own, little brooches. I haven't had a chance to dig everything out, they're all in the boxes, but the peacock brooch, for example, is a single individual element. I mean, that's why edition 2 is the sort of quiet one of the 3. It's got smaller projects in. They're not the big shouty projects of the other 2.
No.
And the smaller, more involved, building up to 3-dimensional designs in my own way. Different. Alison Terry builds up her 3-dimensional forms in Alison Terry's amazing style, and I just built them up in a different way of building up these 3-dimensional forms.
Isn't it?
And then I progress on. I'm wearing the fish necklace, which I think is just. I wear this all the time, actually. This piece,
love that.
And that's one of the pieces you'll learn to make in the third one.
Yeah.
And it's a tremendous value actually to get all 3 together like this. I refer back to the first and second DVDs or editions when I'm in the third, so you do need all 3, and it's tremendously valuable to have all 3 to work through. How exciting actually to be able to own all 3 actually and work through them, and I just look forward to seeing what people have made. I'm happy to support if people have any issues or feel they got stuck on a certain shape of something. Again, as I said before to Carol this morning, if you take a photograph of the stage you've got to and say, where do I go next, I'm happy, just even with just one line of support, just to say, yeah, you're fine, keep on going, or just tweak it here. I'm there, I'll try my best to help.
Isn't that so wonderful? Isn't
just find me on
amazing?
Facebook, and I'm happy to do that.
I need to let you know though that it says 25 on screen. It's actually trying to catch up. I've got way over half my stock gone. I've got about 9 possibly in baskets. I am heading really, really fast to my single figures now, and I need to let you know that first off, one of these DVDs alone is $19.95. So the fact that you're getting a discount and all 3 for just $42.85 is astonishing, isn't it? But also need to let you know that truly the amount I've got in this show now, that is it. It's just fluke that we've managed to get these 3 in at the same time, but I've only got this amount of opportunities. Need to let you know I'm easy peasy heading towards my single figures really, really quickly now. There is a slight queue on the phone, but we will be with you. And look at these pieces. Wouldn't you adore to know how to make these pieces? Let me show you this one. I'm running out of hands here, but I just need to show you this. Look at how beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Find the bird.
How stunning. Wouldn't you love to be able to have some inspiration, have some step-by-step help without the price of going to a class, or without the effort actually of, you know, sometimes travelling somewhere can be, you know, a bit of a pain, can't it? But for £42.85, you have got hours and hours and hours worth. And these, don't forget, are multi-disc DVDs, aren't they?
Yes, the first one has 2 hours in, and I'm quite amazed how much we actually got into that one actually.
Yeah.
And the other 2 are 3 hour or 3 discs in them. So I've spent longer actually, in fact, on the projects to try and talk through in more detail, as you know, a bit more footage on each technique.
Yeah.
For example, just helps a little bit more when you're watching something to pick it up. So we went on over and a bit longer for those. In fact, actually, I'd originally shot it all to being one, and we just found we had so much footage. Again, that's why I had to divide them into air and water, because we had so much footage. We were going to put it all on one, but we just thought, oh, we just can't actually do that.
No, of course. There's absolutely so much. There really is. Need to let you know that I've got so few left now. I truly do. People checking out their baskets. Tink, check out my little love. Stefan and Stephen, you check out. Susan, Karen, Joan, there's loads of you with it in your baskets. Just keep checking out for me, because this is going to be your only opportunity. How long have we had Rachel Norris with us? We've had her here such a long time. We've had her inspiration, her ideas, her designs for such a long time, and this is the first time we've ever had the collection all in one place. Do you know what? At this price, with this discount, we do not discount these DVDs, do we? We just don't. This is your only chance as well. Even if you've already got one of these, that doesn't matter. Keep the other 2 for yourself. Give one as a gift. Give one to a friend who's maybe just starting jewellery making. Why not at that price? £14.95. You have got step-by-step tuition by the absolutely legendary and so multi-talented, gorgeous Rachel Norris. Take her home today. £42.85. Lots and lots. Or you can learn to make every single one of these designs that you're seeing. And that's the thing. I think sometimes when you look at things like that, you think, oh my goodness, I could never do that. These have been specifically designed so that you at home can do that.
I also put a gizmo technique in on there. There's the clasps, and in fact, if you look at the back, there's a bee, there's flying bird brooches. There's also an extra one of a leaf bangle in on addition too, because we had nowhere else to put it, so we'll put it there, because literally I wanted to pack as much in to each DVD as possible. Again, these can all be made individually. A rose can be made individually, a flower, a leaf of butterfly. They can all be little individual brooches or items, or something you can weave into another piece. If you've got a beaded piece or a crocheted piece or something else like that, you can actually put a bit of wire in. I saw what Stephanie did yesterday, for example. She had the Viking knit beautiful swirls of things with dragonflies on it. So why not make some dragonflies and put them into your design that you've made and weave them in?
That's such a lovely idea. How simple as well. Just to let you know, actually, technically, this is a sellout now because I've just counted and I've got 12 in baskets, but I've only got 11 left. So, well done to everyone who's managed to get this. You are going to have these winging their way to you very, very soon. And we have had a launch of Rachel Norris's wonderful DVD, The Artisans, today. Are we doing that now, Producer Scott? Why not? We're gonna a whammy of DVDs for you.
I'll take those away and I'll bring those over.
Oh yeah, go on.
Should we do a little change over?
Should we do a little switcheroo? A switcheroo
There you
gig?
go, and that might need to be turned around a little bit, and I'll take those away. And then we've got the...
Now, earrings are a funny one, aren't they, Rachel? Because earrings, for me, you can make earrings very easily, and a lot of people at home will start making earrings, but then you can go about 5 steps further and create things like this.
What it is, I felt that earrings had been a bit neglected. I mean, we've done rings, we've done bangles, we've done pendants, and everyone just, and necklaces, because they're easy to make focal pieces, to make big dramatic things on air. And of course, I always make necklaces and things.
Of course.
I just felt, we must make some earrings. And these also work through really quite easy techniques.
Okay.
And I teach layering of pieces, do it slightly different weaves, but nothing too complicated. I use round beads, which are easily available, and you don't have to worry about placement and orientation, and to create these effects. And they can also be made into pendants. If somebody feels they're too big for their ears, why not make this into a little pendant? It would be so easy for a young girl or teenager, yes, and to make a slightly bigger piece version for a pendant. It's so easy to convert it into that. So I felt that they were, and also they try to make them as different styles as possible, obviously, and you know, they all look different. We've got Aztec designs, we've got almost like a Grecian Roman design, and I wanted to get an Art Deco, almost like a little moth, or without it being obviously like a moth, that feeling of living creatures that Art Deco style embodied.
I see the kind of fluidity to movement of natural life.
Yes.
You have got this DVD today. You know our price of DVDs. It's just £4.95. Talk to me a little bit about why you were so passionate about showing this variety, because they're all very wearable, but stunning.
Well, I wanted to make them fun to make so that people actually want to make them. If you've got something that you've seen before, I mean, I know some of the designs, you do see designs maybe a bit more like this one around, but I've tried to make it my own, and to split the design and bring up little curves and curlicues around the place so you can see it to make your own piece. That's definitely, these are totally individual. I don't know why they came out like they did, but they just did, and I was really happy with them. I had an idea in my mind, and they just came out. So inspiration, I don't know. They just happen, actually.
They almost led you.
Yes. Yeah, I thought I don't know even how they actually were even originated in my mind. They just came. And
that's
there.
What's so unique about you. It really is. There is a slight queue on the phone. I'm going to be honest. I've got hundreds and hundreds of these already gone. Your names have gone off my screen twice, and that means I can't see any more names. All I've been told is that hundreds of these have already gone. Do be quick. It is the first day of its outing. Can I ask you, whereabouts do we need to be with Wirework to be able to create this?
Well, this one, I would say beginners might be a bit, but why not have a go? Because it doesn't matter if it's not perfect first time. And these are just jump rings made together. These are just arrow shapes and different ways of wiring in. I just teach you how to attach them. Okay. So I would say beginners who've had a little bit of experience, will be able to attempt and not worry if they're not perfect first time, and if it is, then be proud of themselves. Start with that one first of all, because I think that's the easiest one to start off with, and then you can choose either of those. I think probably that one next and then that one. And make them. I also teach how to make there's a little section on making shepherd hooks properly, how to round them off properly, how to shape them, how to make them standard sizes, and also so you can have them in your matching wire colour. I know that we sell earring hooks in many different colours, but not all of them. So if you want to actually bring up the whole design with green and pinks and other colours, you can actually incorporate the hook in there too.
That's wonderful. I just want to let everyone at home see a full 360 of these, because every single one of them is perfect front and back. Is that really important for you when it comes to earrings and pieces?
If you've got your hair up, you're going to see the back of the earring. Again,
definitely.
With this one, it doesn't show so much on the back, but there's nothing to stop you running through the same techniques that I did on the front to embellish it on the back in exactly the same way. And so you've got a double-sided one, so don't rule out that one. You can actually do that too.
Clever.
This one definitely is. It can be. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter actually which way, does it? With these,
as you wear the earrings, they are seen from the back as well. You actually see someone from behind with the hair up, and you want to see the. These are sort of quite big impact pieces. You'll want to be able to see the beauty of them from all angles.
From
really.
all over, especially with these ones. Earrings, you're completely right. It's something that I think you can do really basic things quite quickly and easily, but I think you do need a helping hand when you're creating beautiful artisan pieces like this. And you've got it right here. Rachel Norris's DVD, yours today, at just £4.95. It's an astonishing price. There's loads of you with this. Congratulations. It will wing its way to you very shortly. Do you enjoy making the DVDs?
Yes, do you know what I do? There's an enormous amount of preparation. You wouldn't believe actually how much preparation, because you've got to pack in an hour something that's taken you a day to make, or something, for example. And so I've got 6 or 7, I mean, just like the DI shows, you've got 6 or 7 different stages all made up, so you've got to make it 7 times, and by that time you're slightly
doolally.
Yes, there's an enormous amount of work.
Because you like passing on, obviously, your knowledge. So is it quite a nice way for you to know that you're helping people?
It's an achievement, to be honest. I mean, how in my I'm going to be an elderly lady next year, so I'm going to be half a century, whatever, and one of those big numbers. And who would have thought, you change careers in a way, or bring in another element to your career in my 40s, basically, to and also have a baby, and Jack at 45, and then also start a jewellery maker.
Wow.
You see,
amazing,
and who'd have thought that? How wouldn't have thought I'd ever have been? I was terrified as a teenager. I'd have been stuck in the corner, not saying a word to anybody. And here I am. Oh God, on television.
And people
talking.
have now got you in their home.
And I've actually sort of done something that somebody else wants to know about. And thank you.
It's amazing, and boy, people do want to know. Just look at all of those names. It's absolutely astonishing. You can't even see the amount, because I only get 2 columns and it's run out. The names are just going crazy. You are going to get this wonderful DVD. You're going to get the stunning Rachel, and you're going to get to learn how to make these pieces. I'll be honest with you, 2,000 of these are started off with. I've got over half my stock gone.
Gosh, that's quite a lot.
Over 1,000 gone. So don't hang about. Get yourself on the phone. 0800 644 655.
I hope I get a copy. I'll try and get one when I get home.
Well, I'm not sure if you're able to. Thank you so much for these, lovely lady. We're back over to Rachel Norris in moments, actually. Do stay on the phone lines for this. I know there's a queue. I'm really sorry about that. We'll get to you. We really, really will. And it's well worth the wait. Now, let's have a little look at a bundle now, shall we? Let's have a look at these. Beautiful. I can't think of a time I've seen a plain bicone like this, of this size. Have a little look for yourselves. Aren't they just epic? The clarity is stunning. These ones here are your beautiful clear quartz bicones, plain bicones, and they are 8 by 6 mil that we have here. I love bicones. There, I've said it. The reason being the way that they join together, the way they interlink, the way they move is just unlike any other. You can do beautiful beady beads with this. You can do stunning clustering. You can actually do some quite Aztec-like designs with these simply by kind of interweaving and interchanging them to give them lots and lots of texture, layering them up. Oh, what's that? What's that game show where the boards look like this? Blockbuster, yep. You could do that kind of look with these, with that kind of interlinked adjoining pieces. I just adore a plain bicones. I don't think we have them in often enough, but you've got plenty here. I'm going to be guessing a 45 centimetre strand there. You've definitely got 90 carats worth. You're then getting these tiny 3 mil white quartz 25 carat rounds. These are gonna be beautiful on a bead loom, aren't they? They're gonna be gorgeous as a little accent to some of your designs. You know that peacock, that beautiful Rachel Norris just had? Wouldn't they be lovely in there if you wanted to do maybe a subtle peacock with those just in the tail? That way it's going to go with absolutely everything you wear, isn't it? I love that. And then you've got these quite chunky, sizable quartz faceted rounds. These are your white coloured quartz. 155 carats worth of these, and they are 7 mil rounds. I adore these together. Bridal trio we have here. Oh, don't tell Sheila. She would absolutely love these, wouldn't she? £16.85 is your should be price. Today though, it's nowhere near. We're going down. Down. £10.95. Now think about this. Quartz, I know we see it quite a bit, we really do, but do me a favour, just remind yourself, refresh your memory, the price of quartz everywhere else. Go down, have a little look on the internet, go down your local high street, remind yourself, look in the jeweller store windows, have a look at the price of a quartz pair of earrings. A pair of quartz earrings on the high street you'll be paying more for than you are the price of a whole 3 trio set strand on this today. Remind yourself, I know it's easy to get used to our prices, especially if you've been with us a long time, but just refresh your memory, check our competitors on the website, have a little look in your local stores, your local craft shops, and remind yourself this is your trio of quartz at an astonishing price, just £10.95. It is truly a wonderful. Go for bridal, go for your headwear. What about these in a gorgeous tiara piece? That would be sensational, wouldn't it? And let's face it, with this colour palette as well, these are going to be the ones that go with everything. Sometimes it's nice to create really big, bold, colourful pieces, but sometimes you just want a subtlety. Sometimes you just want something to highlight but not distract. Sometimes you want just a little touch of cool chic. That's what you have got here in abundance. £10.95. What do you think of these three together?
They are exactly what you say, delicate, subtle. They can, not quite nude tones, but they go in. Say what you're wearing, for example, it would go really well in with that because your dress has got a bold pattern and print. You can take the beads, the gemstones there. If you put them up against your neckline now, it would tone in perfectly because it would step back a little bit and let dress. I know
exactly what you mean. I really do. Let's have a little look. Oh yeah. Yes. Now the good thing with this as well is it's graduating in colours. Sorry, sizes.
Yes.
Do you work that way quite often?
I like. I like working with different colours, but actually working a single colour palette is tremendously. It takes the stress out of it sometimes because you're just literally then looking for shapes. And textures and other things, and then you can just concentrate on the effects that they can provide.
That's a really good point to make, actually. You're right, because this together, they just work, don't they? It's like the work's been done for you almost. They just work together perfectly, but they're going to work with everything else too. It has got that chameleon effect to it, it truly has. £10.95 for you today. That's your prize for your bridal trio. It's sensational, isn't it? YXGC91, that's your code. All 3 strands of genuine quartz for just £10.95. It's a stunning deal. It truly, truly is. Get your hands on it whilst you can. Say it to me again. Really? No one else knew that joke because no one else heard it. There's a bundle with wheels. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness. The colours on these are, I don't know, they're party, they're holiday, they're deep, rich, elegant. These are good. Look at this strand. The fire within that beautiful apatite is astonishing, isn't it? You can see it's all meal on those strands. And then lastly, but by no means leastly, your genuine garnets. Not often do we have this most luxurious of gemstones on with this amount. 60 carats worth we have of this faceted beauty right now. Lengthy strands, every single one of these. The quality is so exquisite. It is marvellous. The internal glow of that beautiful apatite is just a bewilderment, isn't it? It truly is. The apatite itself, with that deep richness in tone, which quality literally just bedazzles in front of you with that shiller, that sheen, with the beautiful blues coming around. And then, last but by no means least, the garnet, with that archetypal richness, that depth of tone for you. The one that goes beautifully with that natural ruby I had for you earlier on. That just worked, just hits the nail on the head really, doesn't it? All 3 of these today should be, surely that's just for the price of 1. No, for that garnet and that apatite, that's the price point I'd think for just 1 of the strands. Oh my goodness, get it now. £12.95 for all 3 of these strands. That is, you can see the quality for yourself. You don't have to work with these together. You could work with these individually. You wouldn't have to use a lot either. When you've got quality like this that is literally glowing internally, you don't have to do a lot with these at all. Minimal work because Mother Nature's done it for you already. The effort's already been put in there by her. Working with these to create those artisan earrings, actually, that garnet would look beautiful with
yes,
you know, the drop.
Yes, you could layer those up quite happily and have them in the middle of one of those shapes that you've made, yeah.
Oh, that'd be perfect then. So if you've just got your DVD, get your hands on these as well then, because you'll actually, the sizing's perfect. Loads of you coming in for this, congratulations. I've got someone from Texas, I've got someone from Isle of Man, I've got some people from Wales and England, lots of you coming in today, congratulations. Getting your hands on these 3 times, you can see the quality of this is absolutely outstanding. Wheels on the bus. Let's just pretend that hasn't. Who named this? Scott Stone. I can't help it. Wheels on the bus. Everyone else was impressed with it upstairs. Well, you've just summarised the people working upstairs then, haven't you? Oh my goodness me. Ignore the name, just enjoy the gems. £12.95 for you today. OCGC60 is the code on this today. stunning appetite. Just look, let's just focus on the quality of this. Oh my goodness, it is outstanding, isn't it? And then look at this, just glow. I'm not even moving this and you can see the glow. Oh my goodness. You've then got the deep richness, beautiful symmetry in your saturation throughout that garnet, and then a shiller and a sheen from this graduated strand of your moonstone, unlike any other. Half my stock has been allocated now, so I'm sorry if you are going to miss out. Do get in on the phone lines for this whilst you can though. And if you got that DVD, treat yourself to this now, £12.95. Now it's time to move on to our second designer inspiration. Lovely Rachel, what are we going to expect from this one?
A totally different design. Again, it's another creature with lots of appendages and lots of arms. I've tried to show all my pieces at the slightly different ways of using the beautiful labradorite that we've got in this pack. I mean, literally, if I could spend 3 months using all those cabochons. So I just picked the ones that I like the shape of best to work with these pieces and then went with it. So yeah, we've got a slightly more complex wirework project, but I'll show you how you can stop halfway along and make a simple wrap pendant if you stop halfway along. I'll show you the point you can do that, for example. If you don't want to have a whole way and make a big octopus thing. Whatever, a cephalopod thing.
Whatever.
Creature.
Now, I'm showing you currently 1,480 carats worth of labradorite. Guess what? This is actually part of your designer inspiration kit today. That is astonishing. I'm not just doing this by itself. This is part of my kit. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that this is going to be reduced. You're going to... How many of this have I got? Because I know this is going to be a sellout, so I just want to be straight with people. How many? Oh, well. 70 I've got of these. This by itself, £34.95. I'll be honest with you. If you are happy to buy these at £34.95, because that's the price of this collection, you've got 1,480 carats. If you're happy to buy this at £34.95 and then get all of this for an extra £15, which is a bargain, just get yourself on the phone now. That's my little heads up. Little heads up for you, genuinely. All of this extra for just £15. Get yourself on the phone now. It's going to be a sellout, I know that, instantly. It's a bargain. All of these gemstones, all of those cabs coming up, you'll get a selection of different sizes, different shapes, but you will definitely be getting around 1,480 carats worth. You've then, sticking with that same gemstone, got the beautiful labradorite in these faceted coins. Cracking quality are these. Slight areas of transparency as well, which is nice to see in labradorite, especially when you still have that labradorescence. You have got on this strand of the faceted coins around 55 carats worth, and they're going from 5 to 7 mil on each of these. So a really gentle graduation there, which is beautiful because it means you can highlight it if you wish, again with those artisan earrings that work perfectly, or if you wanted to, you could just keep it really, really subtle like it is on the strand so you'd hardly notice. Beautiful selection there. I adore, j'adore, gunmetal pyrite. Oh, wowzers. That is exceptional. 65 carats worth we have got here. The submetallic luster is unrivaled. Your eyes lit up as soon as I pulled this strand. What is it about this strand you adore so much?
I originally asked Pip for silver metal balls to work with, the little metal balls, and he suggested these would go well with labradorite, and he was absolutely right, because it's got similar texture, that sort of the same background colour as the labradorite, so it works really well with it, because it's got that sort of black hue, and so is the base colour of the labradorite. So and also then it also brings out the shine and the sheen, and acts as a good accent stone to it. And I wanted to make the octopus look sort of watery and of the deep, which is where they live, rather than it just being sort of very obviously like a turquoisey blue. I wanted to make it like a deeper creature, so it worked out really well. Actually, it was a really good choice. He got those for me actually. So thank you for
stunning selection. It really truly is. I'm not even on to the wire yet. You've got 10 metres worth of your 0.8. This is all in the silver. 10 metres of your 0.8. You've got 15 metres of your 0.25. 10 metres worth of your 0.4 and 10 metres worth of your 1 mil. So lots of structural, great for findings, and your weaving wires here as well. In total, you're going to be getting 45 metres worth of this wire. Let's have a little recap. I need to let you know I started off with 70. It says on your screen I've got 59 left. That is because people have already bought it at this price. All of these people, £62.15. Of course, because have a little look. These cabs alone, all of these cabs are £34.95. You can see the quality. How about getting these 2 strands and 45 metres worth of wire for an extra 15? Would that be good? How about for an extra £10? Your price today, buy the cabs, get all of this for £8. It's just £42.95. The cabs alone are £34.95. All of these cabs, you are getting loads. I can't guarantee how many you're going to get, but I've got about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I've got about 30 in front of me. You'll be getting a similar amount. Just to let you know, all of the cabs that we have are in this bundle as well. We don't have any more of these cabs available. This is going to be a sellout in moments because the amount of people that come in on the phone for this is crazy. It really, really is. At that price, even if you just want the cabs and the gemstones themselves, perhaps you've not even tried Wirework yet, you just want all of these goodies for whatever else it might be. Well, now is your opportunity, because at that price point, you're buying the cabs, you're getting all of this here for just £8. You couldn't buy one of those strands for that price. You couldn't. This is absolutely flying out, I'll be honest with you. The number on screen can't actually catch up. This is going to be a sellout within probably the next couple of minutes, if that. If everyone checks out their baskets, I'll be honest with you, it's actually gone already. If everyone checked out their baskets now. People are officially starting to steal from people's baskets at this point. Congratulations, it's the only chance you've got to get your hands on these stunning cabs now. So please do treat yourself to them whilst you can, because honestly, at that price point, it's your only opportunity to get them. Astonishing, just astonishing amount. 24 of these left. At £42.95. What do you think of that price point? That's a lot actually for your money. That's a lot, because the cabochons themselves, I mean, you think how many pieces you're going to be able to make, and even if you charge sort of a tenner for each, what you could, I mean, I'm not normally into making prices for sales and things like that. Yeah. I just think that's enormously good value for money. It's amazing.
And I've also made pieces out of using the backs of the cabochons as opposed to the front, because the backs are sometimes so beautiful. It's such a shame. I've made some pieces with the backs as well. So I don't know whether we want to talk through those a little bit before we start.
Really good. Yeah, definitely do.
And that's obviously that's the piece we're going to make.
I love it so much.
And it was just showing you also the different mica powder. And again, you could put a Viking knit through this area, make a really statement necklace. But I wanted to make it look sort of almost a kind of more modern piece from that point of view. So I've brought in some polymer clay with the mica powder on to support the octopus. But the labradorite again works so well. It's got this grey tone through it, but you get this iridescence of colour through it.
I absolutely adore. Need to let you know it's a sellout. That's why the graphics have gone off. Sorry, I did tell you it was going to be amazing. We're gonna put the what on screen? Flush cutters. Ooh, one of your favourites.
Yes, you cannot live without them.
Cannot live without them.
They are really, really good, and they go through quite thick gauges. I go through quite a few flush cutters because I just use so much wire.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm on my third pair, I think, at least, and not of these, but of flush cutters through my life.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe more. But these have lasted the longest, and they have cut through the 1.5 millimetre gauge wire beautifully and cleanly, which is what you want as a flush cut. So it cuts the gauges of wires that I want to cut and produces beautiful cut edges for jump rings and for the cut ends of wire that you really, because when I'm looking at it under magnification, when you take a photograph, because my eyes aren't very good anymore, I'll take a photograph and then look at it and try and see where the flaws are and then go back and see where I can tidy things up, for example. And the cut edges are what you see under the
if they're not
done properly. So you've got to finish off ends, make sure there's no sharp ends, tuck them in, cut them neatly. The finishing is so important to the pieces, and this helps you achieve that.
Beautiful.
This piece of equipment.
And you can get it today for just $29.95. But we've actually only got 72 of these left because they've been so popular. So get them whilst you can, because you know what it's like. Once they go, people need them. But it takes us ages to get them back in, so they're up on screen now. So I love him. Have a little look at the other ones as well. Talk us through these other pieces.
Well, that is the middle one with the polymer clay. That's a Sugarcraft cake mould, and also some of the moulds I made from the two-stage moulding compound from shells I've got on the beach. So some of those are my shells. Some of those are handmade little squiggles that I've just popped on. You put them in between, and I put the cabs on. And I think I might do a DI show showing how to sort of mount cabochons up like that and make lovely frames for them. We might be a different theme, but I'm going to show you how to embed them and encase them, and we'll see if that works. And again, just is actually showing the backs of them. I don't know if you want to be able to bring that up. It's the flat back, but it catches. I don't know if you can get it catching.
That's why I was moving it earlier, because you can see, can't you, that these are flat.
Those are actually the backs of them, and that works so well. And with the labradorite,
different tones as well.
You've got sometimes. I'm sorry to talk over you. I'm so excited. Sometimes labradorite works well when you mount it horizontally or vertically, depending on its cut. So when you look at it, make sure when you put your labradorite in that sometimes labradorite will work really well like that, and when it's worn, or in fact
sometimes it works better.
It works better like that, or you can turn it and you'll see it won't work as well. So check with your piece of labradorite.
It depends how they cook.
Yeah, so then you make your piece around it. If you see what I mean. So those are pieces sort of made around the piece of labradorite that I had. I picked out some, and also the one at the end shows the colour variation in the labradorite, because you've got honey browns and golds in the base stone, almost amber-like tones. It could be an amber or a tiger's eye, but it's not. It's a labradorite.
It's actually labradorite, isn't it?
And you've got the blue in the middle, and you've got the green tones at the top. So you're going to get all these lovely different colours in your batch, to be able to work with, and that makes it an interesting pendant, because you've got two different colour tones within the same stone to work with. And again, I would like to do DI shows showing how to make that double stone pendant, maybe in my October show. So.
Oh my gosh, I think that will definitely be something that people will be writing in about 100%. And the ring as well. Oh my gosh, have a look at the ring.
Because that's one of the obvious uses for one of the stones, because they make these lovely big sort of statement piece rings. I use Laura binding. I make those prong set rings as well. Prong set rings. That all the guest designers use. Laura Binding's been demonstrating a lot of them recently, and to great effect, and that's what she uses, that sort of style. Make up one of those and encase your labradorite and wear it, and they're just one of the same.
So we're going to be having a little look at our beautiful octopus design today. I am blown away by this. Again, why an octopus this time?
I don't know.
I love that. No idea.
I just wanted to make it, actually. That's
God,
it.
it's just fun. It's just fun.
Yes.
Well, let's get started. Where do we begin?
First of all, I went on the internet and found, I mean, these aren't copyrighted images, I don't think. They're just literally tattoos, I think.
Okay.
Tattoos, different images or something. And that's a charm. Obviously, that might be copyrighted. But I got images, you can get anything off the internet to give me inspiration. How do I make an octopus? And eventually I came down to, I'm sorry about the scrappy drawing, but it's just what I'm going to use as the base. You can make you can draw, basically what you need to do is draw the octopus, or I've got plenty of pictures on the Facebook site that we've taken this afternoon. So if you print off one of the images, you can use it as your template.
Brilliant.
And
then you can make it any size you want, can't you?
Make it, yes, you see, exactly. And that's why I've included 0.8 wire and 0.25 wire in the kit, because I make mostly it with 1 and 0.4, but if you want to make it on a smaller scale, you need to go down to the 0.8 wire because it make those fine bends up quite nicely, and the 0.25 will then work to do the weave. So that's why I've included that for people who want to make them smaller. I've just made it big impact for TV, you know.
Yeah.
And don't worry about it absolutely having to be symmetrical, because you can just turn the octopus over and do the arms on the other side, if you see what I mean. So as long as you've got one side and you work to one side as the template, that's fine. And you can make the octopus arms do whatever you like, you know. It don't have to be my design, you can do whatever you like.
Whatever you want him to be doing.
Yes, so first of all you've got to encase your cabochon.
Okay.
I've got to make a kind of 3 or 4 layered, it's quite a few components to this frame, but don't worry, it all will fit together. So taking a long section of wire, probably about 80 centimetres long, I'm going, because each of these sections of wire is going to make a leg or an arm, sorry, so you do need quite a few. I'm just going to make a, put the cabochon in the middle, just make a little leaf shape. I've got to mess it up by actually trying to play with it before it should have made the shape. Make a round shape, because I've distorted the wire, it might not work, but you can play with it.
You get the idea.
Yeah. Make a circle round, but don't make it too tight, because you're going to be too tight against the stone, because you're going to want to put wire in between. So make sure it's got about 1 mil at least around the stone, because you're going to be putting wires in.
Okay.
And then bend down, and I'm just going to do the other side, and you can then adjust it. You need to adjust it so it's the right size.
Yeah.
So that'll need to come in both sides about 1 millimetre, for example. So I need to make that smaller. So what I'll do is, so don't make that bend too sharp to begin with, otherwise you'll weaken the wire.
So just
So
really
just soft
subtle.
little mark almost, yeah, exactly. Because the minute you make a sharp bend, you can sort of almost work hardening and putting a stress in the metal.
Okay.
And if you try and reshape it too quickly, you generate too much heat and it basically melts and shears off, basically.
Okay.
All these sort of things. And anyway, there we've got an oval around the cabochon. Make sure these are straight, and this is fairly straight. I'm clamping with the pliers and pulling up to get these out of the way, because these are going to be slightly in the way while I'm working with them. I've gone and distorted that. It's so hot in here.
It
But it doesn't
really
matter,
warm
you can
in here
shape
today.
with your fingers, it's not the end of the world.
Obviously take your time at home.
Yeah, shape with your fingers and make sure that fits around. I've got another one, so it's not the end of the world. There, and then use a bit of scrap wire. And bind round the oval, so you've got it almost like that's the kind of the frame. It's just scrap, you're going to take it off. It's a frame to which you're going to work against. So all the other wires are fairly loose and not shaped so firmly. This is going to be the shape that you work against to make your octopus, the head of the octopus. So again, take a bit of time and make that shape fit properly around the cabochon. Squishing with your fingers or squishing with your pliers until you get that shape. So I've got that vaguely right, although I would spend a bit of time making that a bit flatter. Yeah, you see how you can get that shape a little bit better.
Fits perfectly. Tiny bit of movement, not too much.
Yeah, yeah. So I've got my cabochon out of the way. Next you make, remember to bind that base of that cabochon with scrap wire, because you kind of don't bind it too, you're not doing too much with it, because if you make any mistakes, you can adjust those final 2 portions to make the frame bigger or smaller near the end, in case you've made it too small for your cabochon, which would be awful. Next thing we're going to do is you make another wire so it fits round the cabochon, to about 2/3 the way down either side. Can you see how I've done that? So I've just made another shape 2/3 the way down. And I made a third piece of wire. So it's about halfway down, if I bring it round. So it fits around this one and this one. And so it's halfway down the cabochon. So they'll make 1, 2, 3, and these are going to be longer, so you make these ends of wire, make sure they're longer so they can make 2 lots of arms. In fact, actually, I would use 1 metre of wire, please, otherwise you're going to run out of wire.
Okay.
These can be shorter. So 2 arms for each of those and 1 arm for each of those makes 8. So you've got the frame wires. I'm also going to make a little circular part of the face. Do you want me to show you how to make that? It's literally, if I get a bit of wire.
Yeah, do you want me to hold it whilst you do that?
I'll just get a bit of wire, just make it up. It just has to be one of the short ends of wire. If you've got one of the ring mandrels, there we go, I should have got one of those out. You know, the jump ring makers. Yeah, one of these. They're really useful. I use them all the time actually for making bails. They're incredibly useful.
Oh yeah.
One of the larger jump ring makers. And just use that to start off your circle.
That's good, isn't it?
And you've got a perfect circle to start off with.
Fab.
See? So get one of those, if they're ever up, just get those packs because they're so useful, not just for making jump rings, for making bails and loops and other things.
Fab.
And they're a standard size, so it's tremendously useful if you haven't got the bail making pliers, or you know, and they're often smaller than a ring mandrel, so you can get these little circles beautifully.
Wonderful.
Next thing to do is just bend that upwards. This is where you do it with your fingers actually.
Okay.
Bend it upwards. And Becky, yes, of course, in comes the things that you're going to use to work hard on the frame. So again, you want to slightly work hard on these with the hammer and a block. And look at that. That's what Jack did to my block.
How?
He went and really had a go at it and marked my block. So imagine.
Jack, you little cutie. Oh my God.
Yeah, I do
you can have a shiny new one today. No Jack marks included.
Yeah, don't. Again, that's really awful to work against because that's going to mark things, and that's. I have the other side is a bit better, but
thankfully it's double-sided, isn't it? This is your steel block with your chase hammer. These are coming up together. In there, we also have a wire twister tool. This is a big bundle. Also, got your wire twister tool, and you've got your gizmo coil. Now, all of these actually say to me, Rachel Norris. You love a little gizmo, don't you, Rachel?
I do.
Norris?
I've got some gizmo example pieces actually. If you want to see them,
Have you?
Yeah. I come prepared.
Rachel, you know that I do already. You know that.
These are some gizmo pieces. So to show the potential.
She always comes with box of treasures.
Well,
this lady does.
And there. So these are the potential of pieces. Well,
I've not seen this bracelet before.
Oh
Definitely
gosh,
not.
I made that probably about 3 or 4 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, when you had to hand
so
twist wire. I used to hang it from a beam and twist it, and Jack would watch me. I mean, as a little baby sitting on the floor, I'd twist the wire, hang on a weight, and you twist it from a beam, and you can make the wire. Now I've got a wire twister tool and all these other things.
Now this, it just fits in your pocket.
Yes.
No sealing required.
Yes.
That's amazing. So you twisted it and then you gizmoed it.
Yes.
That's amazing.
That's it, and you can make butterflies.
Well, look, this is the gizmo butterfly, which I just love.
That's the one that was in the tutorial. So if you want, went out in one of the emails, but I've got it. If somebody wants it, I've got a tutorial, free tutorial. If somebody wants it.
So cute.
And that's the potential, with a bit of sort of
gizmo coils.
Of using the gizmo coils.
It's amazing that use a simple tool creates these types of looks. It's all just from this tool. You're getting the steel block, the gizmo coiler, you're getting the wire twister tool,
lots of things,
and the chase hammer. Should be $28.30. Wait, Scott's just said I'm going to get told off for doing this price, and when Scott says that, he says then by himself. Yourself's going to tell you off. Cool. Whoa! That is naughty. Scott's actually trying to kind of make himself feel better now. Like, we do need storage space back in the warehouse though, don't we? Don't try and get out of it that way, chicken. That's a crazy price drop. That's like half price, isn't it? All 4 of these professional tools, £11.95. It's astonishing. You couldn't get a professional jewellery making hammer anywhere else for that price, let alone all the other goodies. And we'll show you and talk you through exactly how to use the hammer and the blocker.
And by the way, Jack had to really be going some to make those marks, because I didn't. I haven't not made any marks on it, and he just
playing. Thought he was playing the drums, probably.
Normally they wouldn't like. It's stainless steel. It's really hard stuff.
Exactly.
So I've made a little face shape that's going to fit inside the cabochon to fit eyes on. I don't know if you can see that. The shiller on these pieces. Oh, beautiful, absolutely beautiful pieces of labradorite. I'll put that away because I don't need that. And we're going to start weaving up the frame. Now I'm going to use a very small, short piece of wire because I use basically about 2 metres. Okay. Okay, but I'm going to use a really short piece.
For demo purposes.
Yeah, because otherwise it's everywhere. And then we start off with the outermost frame, which only goes halfway down the outside of the cabochon. And you do, in the centre part of your 0.4 wire, you wrap round 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then you're ready. Squeeze together that first wrap with your pliers, like that. And then put that one on. We might have to talk through some pieces. Let me know how much time I've got and things like that, because we have, you know.
Not a problem at all. You've got a good 35 minutes.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Because I just want to be able to, if I can talk people through, at least show techniques. Okay. Bring in the next piece of frame wire, the one which goes 2/3 the way down the cabochon, and either side, because we work from the top to make sure things are horizontal and at the same level all the way down. Go 1, 2, and again I'm doing this quite quickly, and 3, keeping those wraps as quite tightly together. And then this one, if you find it a problem working on the other hand,
yeah,
because I'm left-handed of course.
Are you a lefty?
I am. I think you're lefty too.
I am as well, yeah. Very creative people.
Yeah, we are.
Left-handed,
yeah, we're spatially aware. We're verbally, sometimes when you're tired, you won't be able to speak as well, because your speech centre's on it takes double the distance for the impulses. So sometimes when you're tired, you won't speak as well, but you can think in 3 dimensions.
Yes, I agree with that. Isn't that interesting? Isn't it?
But you need different people in the world. You've got these wonderful right-handed people, and you've got wonderful left-handed people.
And ambidextrous.
Yeah, they bring something to the world.
Jealous. People who can do both.
Yeah, I can't. I'm definitely not. My daughter is right-handed but eats left-handed, so I don't know if she's copied me.
Probably.
And then basically bring down another 3 down this frame. I've got to go back to the task in hand. But yes, left-handedness. It's a teacher sighed at me at school, and as I smeared and smudged every bit of ink.
Yeah, because your hand dribbles over it, doesn't it? Yeah.
Then bring in the central frame. And
so that's the first frame we did.
This is the most fiddly bit. This is the bit where things start to wobble and you think, oh goodness. But once you've done a few weaves in and out, it will start to hold itself together. So this 3 round, this central frame, again, because I've not really joined anything in here with the arms, we've got enough space free to just pop the wire in between. So it's not that difficult to weave to do, because you've got plenty of space in between the frame to actually bring things round. I'm going to turn this round just to the other side. Oh, sorry about this. Bring this up. And then, sorry, I've gone quiet because I'm thinking. And then round this inner frame 3 times. Again, I want to make sure things are symmetrical. I want to work down each side symmetrical, so I get the same amount of weaves up and down either side, so it looks nice, and also you make it sure it balances. At the moment things are all over the place, but it's starting to almost hold together.
Yeah, you can see that.
So it's not, by the time you get the second row in and out, it really does start to hold together much better. Make sure this is pushed to the centre, and you can move the wire frames themselves around towards the centre. And the worst comes to worst, if you feel these aren't symmetrical, just bend the arms so that they look the same.
Okay, I see, yeah.
The last bit you join in is this. So again, you join this one in.
So that's the little face section,
The little face section, again, around 3 times on either side, and then you work back towards the outside again. Oh dear, sorry.
That's what gives it this sort of zigzag effect, isn't
yes, it? Zigzag. Again, you can incorporate different weaves. There's so many different weaves people have taught you. You don't have to do it like this. You can put, you can go across 2 wires at the same time. You know, you can create any sort of weaves you like.
Which is the great thing about wirework, isn't it?
There's another weave there's a new weave for everything.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to move on to the next piece because I made it looks awful. I just wanted to talk you through a little bit more about what we're doing instead.
No problem. So this is the section that we've just done. So it's this weaving around the head section here. And which section are we moving on to now?
This is the head section all woven up. So can you see now? What I've done is I've woven all this in 4, back out to the outside again, once more across to the inner section of the face, and then back out, zigzag all the way along until you reach the end of this bit, and then you just continue along the 2 until you reach the end of this bit, until you get to the point where it started to cross this wire crosses. You can see where I've started to attach this one.
I can see, yeah.
To bring down.
Okay.
And do exactly the same, and just make sure that everything is symmetrical at the same level, and the pattern will help you keep that. I didn't show you in the previous technique, but you can need to squash the pattern together as you weave it to make sure that it all holds together and it's as tight as possible. So once you've done a diagonal weave up and down, push your fingers to get that weave back together.
Together,
yes.
I see.
And then carry on, because you don't want it to look loose down one side and you have a tighter weave down that side. You'll end up not being balanced, not having the same number of ins and outs with your weaves on either side. You want it to look balanced.
Symmetry is key at this point.
I'm going to just... Sorry about this.
So this is the 0.4.
This is 0.4. I'm just going to wrap round this. Again, this has been in... I'm going to take some of this wire off, sacrilege, but I am. Just to show you the next bit.
Yeah.
Just to go around here, and again I will add in wire and not waste this. This will end up being a cabochon frame for something in the future, because again this you can keep and not make an octopus. You can do little curls here and here and here. Just make a bail with this section, add in, and you've got a nice pendant on its own with its own fixing. So you don't have to make the whole octopus. You can just do the cabochon fixing bit, do some curls on either side, and you've got your own.
That's beautiful.
Cabochon setting with a pattern across the front. So 1, 2, 3 really starts to fix it in, and then continue down the frame. I need to do that because I need to show you the attachment of the next piece.
Okay, fab.
I didn't show you the work hardening of the wire, but I have tapped it gently using the lovely Hammond block that Rebecca bought us a while ago.
That's
to actually work, you do need to tap along the frame without distorting it, just to work harden it so it won't distort as you're weaving it. Just makes your life easier.
Yeah, because that's so important for this type of thing, isn't it? Especially as it's holding a cab, you really want to make sure the strength's there, don't you?
Exactly, because the wire does remain soft unless you work harden it.
Yeah.
It's almost a stable condition because it's been plunged in that quenched in the water after it's first been made. So I've come down the frame a little way because I want to attach a fourth little face portion, because this isn't strong enough at the moment.
No.
To really hold that cabochon in. I can put it over it, and you can start to shape it a little bit. You can see how it fits round.
Yep, I see. But you want extra strength
I want extra strength because that's still a little bit, that's quite mobile.
Okay.
So what I've done is create a little set of mouth parts from, again, a section of scrap end of wire. It's probably about 6-7 centimetres long, folded in 2, like so. And then what I will do, just show you how to make this section here, which will end up fitting in between this level. It'll fit into here. Okay. So you see, and then what I will do, let's just clear that so you can see it. Flat nose pliers, chain nose pliers at the top. You want a very small, short distance for about 4 millimeters to make the bend outwards, and again on that side.
So it's just got a little point.
And then a longer length Squash inwards, squash inwards. So I just want to make it a bit like that. Okay, it's not perfect. What I want to be able to do is be able to fit a 4mm bead in the middle of it. So as long as the shape you make fits a 4mm bead, or sorry, your little pyrite in there, as long as that has enough space to do that, then you should be fine. You might need. So I'm just going to do this now, so I'll show you. It's got to be a diamond.
Yeah, I see.
And then just curl upwards either side, and that's
Just
not
with
quite
your round
equal.
nose.
So just make sure the ends are equal. Trim that off so they look equal. And then just make a little curl. Round those pliers in. Make a little curl. Cut the ends off. Just a millimetre or so, just to make it round, because that end isn't always round. And then bring that in.
That's to give it that snug, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
It's one of my favourite techniques. You ever taught me that. Just to trim off the last little bit.
Again, I've made that terribly straight there. If that happens, bring that out. Bring the chain nose in. So I'm doing this at a distance, you see. And then look, you can shape it up with the chain nose, and then bring it back in. And then you've got to try and make the other one symmetrical. So I'm going to turn it round, work with it from that way. I'm not making a tight spiral, I'm making a loose spiral because I want to be able to wrap some wire in.
Okay.
And then try and make that symmetrical as possible. Spend much more time, because that's not symmetrical, it's wonky, and it's you spend a bit more time making that's symmetrical. And then what I need to do is bend it. That's not going to fit over a cabochon. It's sitting out like that.
Yeah, I see.
So what I want to do is bend it slightly, bend the shape over, so it will fit over the cabochon nicely, like so. Yeah.
Perfect.
So put that to one side in the bin, and then take these two ends of the wire
Of the 0.4.
of 0.4, which are far too long. So again, I'm going to take that on down and attach these bits in like so. Again, I haven't squished that one or shaped that one. I forgot, because I was going to demo it. So sorry, I need to just squish it.
Squidging it around. So it rests really nicely
Over the cabochon nicely, yeah.
Beautiful.
So taking this, taking this shape, hold it with thumb and forefinger, and just start to wrap round. Again, try and do it equidistantly. You've wrapped down from this face wire about 5 or 6 wraps round. Then you need to do 3 wraps here on either side. I've gone and crossed it over back, so I'm trying to rush this bit. So sorry, bear with me. And then back up. 3 wraps round, and then cinch it in tight on the other side. So bring it in around just the frame only. We do it all right for time, Becky?
Don't worry, you've got about 20 minutes.
Okay,
Is that okay?
That's all right. Gosh, I'm not looking at the clock properly, you see, and all the timings are different. So, and then bring that down to the base. Again, I'm just going to show the attachment of the other side. 1, 2, 3.
Just to let you know, back up on your screen now is the Rachel Norris collection. Now that's the triple DVDs. I've got so few left. So few. I'm talking single figures few, but we want people to be able to get their hands on the last couple. All 3 of those DVDs, just £42.85. Last chance saloon on that, editions 1 through to 3 of the Rachel Norris. First time you've ever seen the collection together, and more than likely the last, with that £10 saving as well. Treat yourself today.
Thank you. What I've done is squash that wire close, wrap down to the base, and do a couple of wraps, and leave the wire ends so that we can do a little bit of a weave and attachments and beads later. So that's about all the wire you'll need. Wrap down to the base, and then wrap the wire ends on. I just want to check what I've got for the next stage. I
Yeah,
should
go
have
on.
done that while you were...
Tell you what, whilst you're checking,
No,
would
I've
you
done
like
it.
me to fill a little bit?
No. Because I've discovered what I've got to do. Sorry.
Fine. I won't even bother.
I'm going to attach the eyes.
Okay, attach the eye.
Sorry.
No,
There
it's
we
all
go.
right. We've got loads of time to squeeze that in. I just thought you might need a bit of fill time.
Do you know what? I'm fine.
No, I've never met him, but he sounds like a nice chap.
And then what we need to do is just get a little bit of 0.4. I've attached these face bits, and you've got to believe me that I've actually wrapped down to the end, for example, and done a diamond weave or crisscross weave at the base of there.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to attach the eyes in the middle section of the...
So that's the pyrite from the kit.
Yes. So a short section of wire, probably about 30 or 40 centimetres long. Pass up in the middle diamond and do about 4 little wraps round each side. Now if you want to bring that wire up, Becky, and show that lovely wire that you're going to show,
Oh, I don't think I want to.
I'm going to
To be honest now, Rachel, I'm over it. I'm over it, Rachel.
It's only a shopping channel trying to make some money. So
No.
I'm trying to bring all the lovely things for people to buy, and then otherwise, you see, you go under. If we were just doing demos, which everybody, it would be amazing, wouldn't it? Demos all day.
Yeah.
But to be honest, there'd be no channel, would there?
We wouldn't be here.
No.
we
So
literally would probably last about a day, and that would be it.
And you breach your broadcasting guidelines.
Well,
see,
absolutely.
because we need to be, and so we're educationally telling you how to use the product, which is how we get around it.
Which is how we get around it here at Jewelry Maker. Sneaky sneakies.
So what I've done is done 4 wraps round both. In fact, I've done it wrong, but just 4 wraps round the outer frame and this frame, and then I'm going to just do 2, but you really need to do about 4 or 5.
Just to be totally sure.
Just around the diamond bit. So you need to do a
So-
few wraps here, a few wraps around that frame, attach the ball. I'm only going to attach one eye. I'm going to thread this, thank you. This is going to fit in the centre.
Yep.
So I'm just going to take that away from you, Becky.
Go ahead.
And then just wrap round a couple of times. Again, wish I was taller, because it's much easier to see when you're taller. And then, so you wrap round that 4 times, and then attach. And again, imagine I've done 4 wraps round there, and I'm just going to attach to the face 4 times down, because I want to be able to bind these 2 securely. So 1 wrap that I've done isn't enough, so you need to do a few more.
Okay.
Okay. Once you've got to a stage where the wrap, which I have done on this side, is a stage where you can add an eyepiece in, you can add in one of the labradorite discs. Try to colour match them to size and to colour reflexivity if you can, because some will reflect green, some will reflect blue. Also check the orientation so that they will work well when you've got it that way up, because as you turn the disc, it won't work one way as compared to another. So again, I haven't got time in the studio to do that, but just check at home, thread it on, and then I'm busy threading onto the wrong end of the wire, so God, I'm so sorry.
Don't be silly, it's fine.
Got a numpty. There we are. And then thread it on to this gap, and then also check that one side is more effective than the other. That side's a better side, for example. So just attach to the space where this wire crosses the frame wire, a couple of wraps round, and then you can then just wrap up this frame wire a little bit of, so 1, 2, 3 round, and then wrap up the frame wire a few times, and then trim and tuck in, like so. So you can see how I'm pushing that down with my fingers.
Yeah, just squidging it down.
Squishing it down.
That gives you a professional finish as well, doesn't it,
It's
actually?
almost like a gizmo coil wrap round the and then press together with your pliers or fingers, and then trim and cut in. Do exactly the same on the other side. Don't worry if there's some rotation here, because the labradorite will help cushion it into place. Do the same for the other side so you've got the eye in place. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next stage. If you want to bring anything else,
go on then. Purely because the DVD sold out and the lot before sold out, and then this we've not got many left. We've got over half our stock gone on this, so it's better to bring you something else, isn't it? I've got your gold-coloured wire, 100 metres worth of your 1 mil, so you can create this in 2 alternate colourways with this. You've got your gold in the 1 mil at 100 metres and your antiques bronze 1 mil 100 metres as well. Make your octopus in a family range of colours with the structural wire needed for these pieces. 200 metres worth of wire. What price would you expect? Well, you would expect this price, £55.90. Not today, we're taking it down, so you can make a whole group of octopi. Swarm. What's a group of octopus called?
I think they're solitary.
Oh, are they?
Squids go in...
Squids? Do they go in groups, do they, squids?
I don't know.
A squad of squid, Ben's saying. £37.95.
Squids do.
So,
octopus is solitary, I think, possibly.
Do they? I like the idea of all a group of octopus holding hands, though.
Perhaps they might.
I like that idea, all of them. £37.95.
It's quite convenient that they do. They will. They will. In fact, they will.
Love it. Treat yourself today.
The next thing we're going to do is wiring the cabochon. This is a stage further on than one we're going to work with, just to show you what we're going to do.
Okay.
And what I've done is made a heart shape, basically by getting 2 pieces of wire, exactly the same, and curling them inwards to make a sort of a heart shape.
Lovely, yeah.
As long as it fits on the back of the cabochon, like so.
Yep. So it's just small enough.
Yeah, small enough. And I've wrapped 1 piece of end wire around the base. I've wrapped some wire around the intersection, and then wrapped up with each end either side of the heart, so it's coming out the top. So basically the heart is really strongly bound together, so you've made a circle, that's a fixed circle, that will act as a base. Work over a soft surface, so something like this.
And why is that important? So
because
over a macrame board or
the cabochon will fall out. Okay. One of these is excellent, or work over a towel or something. These are really, really good.
Sticky bead
press. Yeah, to press the stone against, because the labradorites might crack if you press on them too hard.
Yeah.
So one of these has, or a foam mat, something with a bit of softness in it, and also will just help you shape that. So what I've done is just shape round it. You can see the face first of all, which I should show you, but you can see the face.
And you can see the face
all
there.
wired in. There's photographs on the Facebook site, and this is ready to. I've slightly shaped it round the cabochon as well with your fingers. Squish, squish, squish. Shape that cabochon in place, and then if you drop the cabochon, it's going to fall on something soft. Okay. If you're working over hard floor or something like that,
well, be careful.
Yeah, all that hard work.
Although with this kit, actually, you have so many cabs, you could probably find one good than you.
I did actually fracture one, and I had to go back and then found one that fitted, so it was fine. But I pressed too hard. Again, this is really gorgeous, and that works so well like that. If I turn it up the other way, it won't work as well. So make sure that when you orientate it in your octopus, and the back is just as beautiful as the front. So I could have made something with the back of it as well.
Wow.
And that will fit in quite nicely there, like so.
Fab.
So what I'm going to do, and again this foam mat is quite soft, so I'm going to take that away. I just brought it to show people that they should be working over something soft.
That's fab.
Using the base of the heart
on the back,
you start to wire this in. Now a good spot to start off with is probably there's wire through this section and this section, because it's a really good spot where it's going to catch this section and this section. So pass the wire through. I'm going to turn it over through from front to back, and you work on both sides simultaneously, so you get it looking even.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and it also then catches everything in place. and then the other side. And then what I'm going to do is I'll talk you through quickly.
Yeah.
So I cinch this in, find it around the frame once, and then bring it back. Sorry about all these wires over there. I should have, again. Bring it back, click it into place if you can, you'll hear a little click. Back in under, I'm holding with my thumb and forefinger over the cabochon.
Yeah.
Under this. And then keeping it so you don't draw it up too tight against this frame, start to wrap round. Do the same with the other side. And with this top bit, again, that's fixed. Imagine that's fixed there.
That's fixed in place now.
The
Imagination.
top bit, you again pass it over a central portion of the frame, which is at the top here. So pass this through, wrap round a few times through this frame. Again, I'm sorry you can't see it. I can see it, but you can't see it.
It's okay.
Again, I'm doing it. I'll just do it with one wire frame so you can see.
Okay.
You've got to do it with both basically and work your way down. Pass it. Not in the outer, 1, 2, 3, 4 in on this one. It'll pass around the inner face frame a couple of times, and you can need to fill up the space. So you'll need to wrap this a few times around, because there'll be quite a few big space. Otherwise, the weave will move around a little bit. You'll find out when you actually do it. This will move around a bit in the gap and won't be secure.
Okay.
So wrap a few times around this, back along, wrap along, through, find a gap in the frame. Wrap back, but wrap both sides at the same time, so you cinch this stone in.
I see.
Okay, I'm going to show you the next bit so you can see. Already, even with this in place, it's starting to hold in.
Oh yeah, it really is.
Yeah, so, but still work with onto a soft surface until you've got it ready.
Okay.
The next bit to do, again I should have done it with the other one, is use your diagram or your picture to make lots of arms.
I love the wiggly arms.
This will take you a bit of time.
Okay.
Okay, make one side first and then make the other side. We haven't got time for me to show you how to make the arms, but I think you get it. Just take your time, shape with your pliers.
But we're going to put the picture up on our Facebook page, aren't we? So if you do want to print it out, you can just follow around, almost use it as a stencil or a template.
Literally, you know, shape with your pliers. I've got a loop there on those sides for hanging it up on a necklace like so, but there's nothing to stop you making a loop on the other part of the octopus.
Yes.
So again, use the pliers. Make a loop. Round you go. Round nose would be useful at this point in time, and then you make the next.
The legs section.
Yeah, and wiggle it round. As long as you basically what you need to do is put it on your diagram and make sure that it marries up with your diagram. So take time to shape it along.
Yeah.
Okay. So the diagram and the images on the Facebook page you can use as your template.
As if you just type into Facebook Jewelry Maker, it'll come up.
So make your 8 limbs with the base 2 wires. You're making with the outer 2 wires. You make these top limbs. With the second, you make these little kind of curly arms.
The ones that are curling
yes,
up.
and then the last 2 wires, you'll make 2 sets of legs, and then come in and make sure you try and bend these so that approximately you can join them together actually when you weave around the frame. I've shown you how one way of weaving this frame together. I'm going to talk you through because we haven't got time to show. Yeah, basically.
We have got about 5 minutes, I think.
Okay. What you need to do, you can basically fill this space with gemstones if you like. You can weave gemstones along to the edge, or you can just weave around the edges and not put any gemstones in. You can do whatever you like. What I have done, though, is form little shapes that fit in the gap between the gemstones, like so. And I've just basically started at this end and then wrapped round. Do you want me to show you that? I just want to talk you through it before. I'm so worried.
We've got a good 5 minutes. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I can start showing. What I'm going to do is talk you through, and if I have time, then we'll show it. Because I think, to be honest, I'd rather complete it, and then we can go through that bit if you like.
Fab.
Basically, what you need to do then is make lots of shapes, and it doesn't matter exactly. I've done different numbers of beads in each one. I just to fill these spaces, and then just wiggles all the way down to the end. And these little sharp little bits of wire will eventually go into make curls up and down for each one.
I see.
I'm just going to talk you through the order of the binding.
Okay.
So what you do first is bind along here, and bind these shapes in first towards the arm. Work from that end, bind the second arm as you go here. Those two must be bound together.
I see, yeah.
And then bind round in between on the edge, binding this piece of wire in as you go. Don't bind any beads in yet, you'll be doing that later. Bind around and cinch in these little wires at the points at which it crosses, round, back up here, bind to the head frame by looping through, and then down to the end and tuck in.
Okay.
And do the same for the other side. Then with this arm, you start off, in fact, at the centre, passing through this gap here.
So it's the centre where the two smallest loops are.
Yes.
Here.
Here and here. Pass and bind through here. It's a very complex project. I was worried that we might not, but as long as I talk it through. Bind here and here and here, then work round this side, bind here.
Yep.
And before you do that, wrap down with some beads along this little track here.
Okay.
Okay, so until you get to this point. Bind across here to here, bind across, round, and as these points touch this hand, you can see I've bound this leg here, and I bound this leg here.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't wrapped these yet. And then you wrap along back here, and you wrap along your piece of wire back up here, and you finish.
Yes, I see.
With the last bit of wire, it doesn't really matter where you start, but I ended up starting at this one, and then wrapping round here, and then this one, wrapping it, and then joining it together at this point so it joined. And then what I'm going to do, I don't know whether you can see it, so again, you start here, wrap round, attach in here, and then down.
That's the
Start
top
here.
tentacle.
Yeah, start here, and then wrap round, attaching here, here and here. Both those frames, they join in, back up. These two legs you can do in whatever order you like, but I just make sure you join that together so it just adds a bit of strength. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you just adding in one of these beads, and then we've got time to add in this, and then I will have finished the demonstrations at least.
Good job.
So take a short bit of wire.
So this is 0.4 again?
Yes.
Fab.
Probably take about, in fact, longer because I want to work with it. But you're using scrap bits of wire, so at this point, you know. And take a little 0.4 bead, and that's out of the way. I'm so sorry I've rushed this, everybody. I'm so sorry.
No, don't be silly.
I know how I'd like to do it.
It's fine.
I'm going to pick this one here because it's easier to demonstrate.
Okay.
Wrap round. You can use 0.25 if you like, but 0.4 is just easier to get it done quickly. It depends on what beads you've got and what size. So basically wrap in round here. You don't have to do it in this sort of complex way, but if you want to do it to make this design, this is how you do it. Wrap round a few times around this little loop,
Okay.
and you carry on wrapping until you reach the base of that loop. How much time have you got, Becky?
Don't worry, you've got, director says 2 minutes 45.
That's fine, that's fine. So imagine I've wrapped round to the base. What you need to do is keep it at that widest point of the loop, wrap that down to the base. And with this other wire, I'm sorry, I must pass it up. The minute you try and do things really, really quickly, you can't, can you?
No, that's
You just
always
can't.
happens.
It's even slower. It's like swimming through treacle. And then bring this back round without creasing it, and then pass this wire through a little bead, and then wrap it down the other side of this little loop.
Okay.
Until you get to the base, and you trim and tuck in. This is, I know it sounds awfully complicated, But if you do it step by step, don't get overawed by all the shapes at once.
No.
Do one arm at a time. It will work out. It'll take about a day and a half to make, but the sense of achievement of making it will be worth it.
Definitely.
And then again, can you see how I'm using the pliers to help me sew through, because my fingers aren't able to get into the gap so easily. So I poke it up and then use one and the pliers to help pull up the wire.
Brilliant.
That's what I tend to do in these small spaces. And you've got some really long nosed pliers which are really good as
Precision
well.
ones, yeah.
Make sure those are down to the end and cut in, trim and cut in. All these ends of wire, you get this spiral up and spiral down, make these lovely little spirals, wrap wire around them, do whatever you like to add detail. You can add more beads in through in these spaces. You can make this pattern, all the arm shapes, in whatever shape you like. You can do flowing ones. You could add gizmo coils to the long ends of wire and spiral them up. There's lots of different things you can do. Yeah, I'm so sorry I've not done this octopus justice for you. I'm really sorry.
You absolutely have, absolutely. And the thing is, when you're actually doing it yourself, you'll be able to see easily. So things like joining the legs together. When you get to a point and there's another leg there, it will naturally kind of clasp together, won't it? And you'll want to bind them.
If you've got this printed out, and then keep placing it over so you've got it in the right shape. And if it starts distorting, just bend it back into shape again. So that does help. Yes, where it naturally crosses, just look at the picture, print it out and study it.
Definitely.
These shapes might be the most complex shapes to form. Once you've done one arm,
so this is kind of the tentacles in between, the suction pads.
These little suction pads, exactly. Do one and then make the other one by using it as a template, and then just transverse it to the other side.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful?
Okay.
It's an absolutely epic piece of so many grand proportions. We will have the picture of the template and the photographs of this going up on Jewelry Maker. Now, I'm heading over to a very quick break. After that, I have got some brand new hand-carved smoky quartz. Me and Rachel will see you after this.
If for any reason you're not satisfied with your purchase, you have the benefit of our no-quibble 30-day money-back guarantee. Just complete the returns form enclosed with your goods and send them back for a full refund.
Did you know you can purchase incredible jewellery featuring genuine gemstones on our sister channel Gems? Come along and see what treasures you can find.
If you're new to Jewelry Maker, simply contact our call centre and we'll send you a tutorial DVD and Get Started booklet, all free of charge. If you miss a Jewelry Maker show, then simply go to our YouTube page where you'll be able to find hours of Jewelry Maker footage. Search by show, date or type. Alternatively, search by guest designer by using our playlist page. You can also find hours of tutorials with handy hints and tips to give you inspiration. Our YouTube page is updated on a daily basis, so you can access any show at any time. Stay in touch with Jewelry Maker.
The Jewelry Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewelry designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewelrymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Wall of Fame, The Genuine Gemstone Company, Unit 2D, Eagle Road, Moons Moat, Redditch, B98 9HF. Get making and good luck!
Welcome back everyone to Designer Inspiration. My name is Rebecca Redigan and we have got about 35 minutes of fun and bargains for you today. I've also got the lovely Rachel Norris working on her challenge. How are you?
I'm fine. I haven't done anything at all I've done is made a bird shape and just put some pearls in. I just didn't have any time, so we'll see what I can do in the last 35 minutes. So.
Well, do not worry yourself. We've got loads of time. Now, I've got lots of treats. Let's get started with something brand new. Now, when I said to you the smoky quartz hand carved before, you sort of oohed.
Just think, well, the artistry is in the gemstone, isn't it then? You just have to strand them together and you've got, are they leaves or are they?
They might be, Rachel, yes.
Yeah. So you just get a charm bracelet out of that immediately. Imagine a little bracelet, little chain, lots of little dangles of leaves all the way around, and that's lovely. Autumn's coming up.
So cute. I adore that idea.
Easy thing to do. So head pins through. Are they through? Yeah, perfect. Through drilled. Easy to set
that
in
is
like
such
that.
a gorgeous, simple idea as well. Great if you're just starting out. Beautiful idea there for you in moments. Have a look at how beautiful these are. Real nice deep smoke to these. Totally natural. No smoking has taken place on this gemstone. This is natural smoky quartz. But you've still got that really amazing light burst behind this, haven't you? 70 carats worth I have here of these hand carved leaf shapes. Now, when I say hand carved, I mean that every single one of these individual leaf veins, if you will, has been individually and artistically carved into this genuine gemstone to give every single one of these a really special and delicate effect. Smoky quartz is a beautiful gemstone because it has a lot of information behind it. It has a lot of folklore and history behind it as well. I love when you see smoky quartz and you see it in a piece, especially when you have what this has so beautifully, which is the richness of that smoking, but still with the passageway for the light to just sort of transcend through each one of these gemstones. It is a brand new strand. It's £7.95 for you today, and that is all you're paying. EMGP10, that is your code to get your hand on the brand new strand. Sometimes known actually as Cairngorm quartz, this is, purely because of where it was originally sort of mined quite heavily in Scotland, named after the mountain. Of course, it is Scottish gemstone, isn't it? So it is sometimes referred to as that. So if you want to do your research, do have a little look for that as well. And £7.95, brand spanking new strand. Congratulations, quadruple buyers on this one today. Lots of you treated yourself to it. Have a go at creating something perfect for our autumnal season, which is just around the corner, with these stunning hand-carved smoky quartz leaves. Another newbie. Oh, Scott, did you have a look at these before? Oh, you're gonna actually love them. Have you seen, do you remember, this is a while ago now, we had the quartz that had the frosting on, but then we left those little like polka dot areas, didn't we, so you could actually see through areas. Do you remember? I've got that in a brand new strand, but it's so, to me, much cooler These are plain rounds that have actually had frosting all over them, but then have been faceted around the centre section so that they're faceted in the centre, but they're plain rounds on the outside, and then that's where the frosting isn't. Have a look. I love this. This is a plain round with a banding of facets. How quirky is that? Don't they look like Christmas baubles? Oh, get your baubles out for Christmas with these. Oh my God, I adore them. Plain rounds on here, but look, see that centre sparkle? You see that? So it's a plain round, but then the faceted centre section. Oh my gosh, and that's where the frosting isn't. That is so magnificent. Oh, loads of you coming in for this, absolutely loads. Let's just enjoy this for a bit. Plain frost, nothing else I've ever seen like this, ever. It's a plain round with a centre faceted section. It is stunning. And then look, so you've got the frosting, but then the frosting's been taken off for the facets, which means that you can still see through the gems slightly. There's still got a transparency to them, but then in the centre you can see through it perfectly because it's crystal clear. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you coming in for this. I know I've never seen anything like this. And let me, oh my goodness. There's so many of you coming in. Do you know what? I want to let everyone have a go at this. The reason everyone's coming in is because it's £7.95. I am in love. What do you think of these, Rachel?
I like
unusual,
I like
right?
they're unusual and they're fun. I just really like them. I just really like because they're different. It's nice to have a different gemstone to work with,
Isn't it? Isn't it?
I mean, they do look like Lalique glass, don't they, when they're like that?
They do, don't they? They're just so clear. Wonderful. Scott's just had a corker of an idea. Imagine that with some different coloured beading thread through. Oh, that'd be good. Or just imagine it with loads of different coloured gemstones, because you've still got that window pane section. So look, as I put this strand behind, you can see every single colour shining through, can't you? Isn't that cool? You can see the greens, the pinks, the oranges, the purples. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh my gosh, I adore. Loads of multi-buyers. Hello, Rebecca. Good name, love. Cheryl's getting herself some Julie, Judith as well. And hello, Anne, you've just come in from lovely Aberdeenshire. £7.95 is all we are paying for this today. I just think it's astonishing. I've never seen anything like this. Thank you very much for sticking with us today on Designer Inspiration, and for Jewelry Maker we will be heading back over to the wonderful Rachel Norris in not so long, probably about 25 minutes. So stay exactly where you are. I've got more bargains like this coming up. £7.95, treat yourself. Yep, let's. I've got a genuine, real treat for you now. I've got one of the big four coming up. Now, I'll be straight with you straight away. It's a double deal. I'm doing 2 strands of genuine sapphire. I'm going to be straight with you again, because I think it's really important in situations like this, when I know the offer we're doing and I know the quality in which we're doing. I always think it's really important to give you quantity, because I don't like people missing out. I'm just going to say to you straight, I've got 30 of these. Can you remind me of my price point on this, Scott? Do you remind me? I remember it's astonishing. Wow. That is... Okay. I'll be straight with you again. The quality of this is so super high. If you are planning on, you know, treating yourself to strands of sapphire, which originally should be kind of around the £50 mark each, then this is going to be the opportunity for you to get involved with. You are getting double strands. Say that to me again, sorry, love. Wow. Each one of these individually should be £45. I'm going to do you an astonishing discount, I really am. I'm going to be taking off more than a tenner on these, I'll be completely honest with you. The quality is astonishing. You know that obviously sapphire is sometimes recognised, isn't it, as a gemstone of love, which encompasses all and defeats many, is kind of the term that comes out of the book. And it's a gemstone which is synonymous with love unrivaled and love undoubtedly and unquestioned. One of the reasons I believe that it's given that name, especially here in England, is because of Edward VIII. So Edward VIII, of course, was the only monarch in all of our time to essentially just abdicate from the throne. He stepped down from the throne. He turned away his kingdom, basically, because he fell in love with a woman who he was legally unable to wed as a king, because she'd already been previously married, and as a monarch he wasn't able to marry someone who'd been divorced, and this of course was Mrs. Simpson. Now he chose to give up his kingdom, give up his throne completely, purely so that he could spend the rest of his life with this amazing woman who he was just head over heels in love with and adored. When that happened, and when he turned down the throne, one of the first things after that he ever got for her as a show of their eternal love was a multicoloured sapphire bracelet. That was one of the first things he ever purchased for her. And that is one of her most adored pieces. And when you imagine that her beautiful endless love bracelet piece could have looked similar to this, you can understand why. I am absolutely mesmerised. This is a strand, a double trouble strand. I've got 2 strands of 15 carats multicoloured sapphire, 2x1 by 3x1. You can't see as well as I can the clarity. Just trust me, when you get this home you will see. You should be priced. You would pay that for one bracelet. One strand of this, you would pay that, and you'd have enough left over for a ring, but you would pay that just for a bracelet, for multicolour. Bearing in mind, you've got some of the Songhean colours in here. You've got some of those rich greens. You've got some of the pinks and lilacs in there. I'm blown away at that price point. What I'm about to do, I'll be honest, I don't 110% agree with, but I'm going to roll with it anyway, because I want everyone to get their hands on sapphire. Your price today, that's a £30 discount, £59.90 for you, exactly £30 off, 30 on the nose. That is a phenomenal price point for you today. I'm not surprised I've already got that many gone, and I've only just brought the price in. These are absolutely flying. You're gonna have to be so quick. I haven't even got on to the quality yet. Should have been £45 per strand, working out now though at just £29 a strand, isn't it? What do you think of this?
I just love the colour. I love the colours. My goodness, and the sparkle, because I can't see that on this. The screen behind you is showing the sparkle, and that's what you're getting. It's absolutely amazing,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty. It's really pretty, feminine colours as well. So I love the pinks and the delicate greens there. Absolutely lovely. You've got all the colours.
If someone created for you a sapphire necklace, how would that make you feel when you were placing that on your neck?
I'd be really happy, really chuffed, really ecstatic actually, if someone had taken the time and with kindness to make something for me anyway, let alone with a gemstone like that.
Yeah.
What a lovely gift.
It just adds to it, doesn't it? It really, really does. The thing is, I've only got 20 of these left currently. This is your gems of distinction quality on each of these strands. You've got brightness and lightness in each. When we're looking at your tick list, do your checklist in your mind for sapphire. What do I always say? I always say you always need clarity in sapphire, don't you? You're always looking for a saturation that is symmetrical throughout. You've got that on this as well. That's 2 things already on there. And then you're looking for your workmanship. Look at the sparkle. You can see it on the side behind me. Look at the sparkle on these. That's due to workmanship. 5 in baskets, 19 left. That's it. When do you get 30 pounds off sapphire? Imagine it at home. Imagine how you're going to feel to own these 2 strands. Have you ever bought yourself a strand and thought, that is so gorgeous, I actually don't want to cut it up? And sometimes you keep it and keep it and keep it, don't you?
Yeah.
And you think, oh my goodness, I really want to do something with it, but I can't. With this, you can keep one to stare at and love and stroke, and you can actually work with one. It's the perfect double whammy of joy for you here. £60, it's less than today, £30 off at £59.95. You really are treating yourself to something that's synonymous with love, synonymous with quality, synonymous with royalty. And at £59.95, it's yours for an absolute deal. This truly is an absolute deal. This is value for money. Truly is. This always epitomises value for money, because you have got quality that is unrivaled. It really is. I can't think of a time I've seen sapphire of this quality. A long time it's been, definitely. But you're getting it at a discounted price because we're giving you a double whammy. That's the power of Jewelry Maker. Treat yourself today. £59.90. I've only got 15 of them left, I'm being told. I've still got about 5 in basket. Treat yourself to them today. And actually, how gorgeous. Imagine how you would feel right now if someone created for you a beautiful pearl necklace just with a cluster of sapphire in the middle. Well, I'll tell you what, you could with these. Oh, imagine this as your necklace, you talk at the back, and then these just clustered together, or even just in a drop shape. How much would you sell that for? Hundreds of pounds if it was on the high street, wasn't it? But even actually just for yourself, even just on your stall, you'll be knocking up there, won't you? Easily. I'm bringing these pearls to you right now. They are something so special. Light peach. Isn't that a really nice description? There's nothing worse than a heavy peach, is there? You've got the light peach colour, the delicate.
There's champagne or there's peach?
Light peach they're described as. I wouldn't like to argue with the people who write the descriptions. Right, champagne, aren't they? The champagne. These are so pretty. They are your potato pearls that we have here. So that means you've got one size that's slightly different in direction. So these are 11 by 10 mil that we have on this today. Pearls of vastly your favourite of this year, of this season, set to continue. There's something about pearls, isn't there, that is just all so awe-inspiring. Oh, I've got my band of boys today, I've just remembered. Right, come on, one word each, please, gentlemen. What comes to mind when you think pearls? Ryan, I'll start off with you.
Elegance.
Elegance, good. Director Ben, what are you saying? Elves? Did you just say elves? Ugh. Luxury, good one, Scott. Luxury, absolutely. And decadent, well done, absolutely, Ben. All of those words coming from a team of strong, broad gentlemen. Powerful brute, Ben has just described himself as. And it's true though, isn't it? Everybody knows, no matter what your age, your sex, your creed, everyone has names and words that spring to mind to do with pearls, and it generally is what we've just heard. It's about the luxury aspect, isn't it? It's about the agelessness, the timelessness of this. These are your beautiful light peach cultured pearls from 10 by 9 to 11 by 10. Already got multi-buyers on this. BAPO98 is the code. Your price? It's just £19.95. You've got to see this against the neckline. Perfect for me. Perfect. Length. For me, as a necklace, just with it touching at the back. That for me is astonishing. What do you do with pearls generally when you work with them? I know it's probably a very vast question. Oh well, you're working with them now.
I've got some shell pearl. I just I've wired them into the wings of a bird, for example.
Fab.
Very badly. But you can incorporate them into pieces, or just use them simply like that. Pearls and amazonite go so well together. Oh dear.
And why do you think that is?
Because they're just amazonite's a lovely soft colour, and the pearl is a very soft. Always the sheen of the pearl will soften whatever colour it is, in my view, you know. So yeah, they could work well. They're a lovely combination that I use.
I like that as a combination. That's lovely, because a lot of people will have combos in their mind of say colours, but actually
pearls and amazonite for me, I always put them together.
That's gorgeous, a gorgeous description. £19.95. The price of pearls has gone up and is set to continue, so get it at bargain price whilst you can. A necklace worth of pearls, less than £20. £19.95 for you. BAPO98 is your code on this. Oh, how about some of February's birthstone? This is some of the clearest green amethyst I've ever seen. I went to see Wicked last night. This has just reminded me. Oh, it was epic. It was so good. It's just reminded me of the Emerald City with this gorgeous greenness running through it. Have a little look. See what I mean? It's got that emerald green tone to it, hasn't it? It was really good, apart from the man sat next to me book one. So I went with my cousin, sat next to him. He fell asleep, okay, very loudly. He was snoring, and he kept sort of nodding his head like, no, he was definitely going to sleep. He sort of was doing that. Do you know what I mean? Like that. How can you go asleep with that much noise and that much clapping? He was like, whoa, whoa! He was still conked out. It's a talent, that, isn't it? Blimey, Britain's Got Talent next year. It has though, hasn't it? It's got that gorgeous clarity to it that you'd expect from those beautiful emeralds in Emerald City. 70 carats worth of green amethyst. Yeah, and these are your plain ovals. A lot of clarity to this. Green amethyst is a peculiar one, because sometimes it is quite clear that you'll have obvious inclusions. Actually though, the quality of this is so up there that the light does just dance through this. Green amethyst at £6.95. That does seem lunacy to me as well, producer Scott. £6.95. Isn't that funny that as soon as I stand here and you sit there, I call you producer Scott, but nowhere else in the building do I call you that? Never. It's just when there's this distance. Isn't that funny? £6.95 given to you by producer Scott. HZRU01 is the code. Now, green amethyst. What kind of colours of wire would you think of working with this?
Silver for me, and I'd team it with citrine and Rose de France amethyst, because I like they obviously work so well together and they're the same family. So that's, I would either, well, you can use it on its own, of course, but I love combining it with the Rose de France amethyst and the citrine.
Oh my gosh, stop. I won't lie, I sort of started not hearing what you were saying because I was just like, that bird, oh my god. We'll have a look at that in a bit. Oh, £6.95 for you today. This is 70 carats worth. When do you get genuine gemstone strands at that price point anymore? We got an email sent around a while ago saying we weren't allowed to do that anymore, and we have today. £6.95. That's for you. A little treat from us to you today. Help yourself to it. Oh, I've got a selection of findings coming up for you now, which we're just saying silver for this, aren't we? So, how about we hit along the same silver theme? I have got some jump rings here for you. Oh my goodness, look at the quality of this. Loads in here. Actually, I lied. The bolt ring clasps. Sorry, I couldn't see them. There were so many in that bag. You get so many. These are a pack of your bolt ring clasps that we've got here. In this pack, you are going to be getting the silver-plated copper bolt ring clasp. 50 of these in total you're going to be getting. Look at that pile, look at that mound that you've got here. There's absolutely loads. 50 in there, so that's 50 necklaces, isn't it? Or 50 bracelets, or 25 matching pieces. You've then got loads of these flat-headed head pins. Look at them, extra long head pins with the flat ball head. Look at that. I absolutely adore about these. You can, of course, lay them into polymer. And in fact, actually, say you wanted to do the lovely elephant that Rachel Norris did for us before, but perhaps you're more of a silver person, you could actually use these, couldn't you, as their toes and as their eyes? Because look how beautifully the flat heads just catch the light. It's beautiful, isn't it? So you've got loads and loads of these as well in there, 100 in fact. Then you've got the findings pack. So that's everything in there. The findings pack's in the bottom corner there. You get in here a meter's worth of your chain, which I will show because I have not seen this chain in yonks. Oh, you've also got those, you know, the diamond-shaped flathead pins. So as opposed to the round flatheads, diamond shape. I love this chain. I think it feels really strong and bold. That's why. I like how it catches the light just beautifully. It's kind of, I'd describe it as a flattened round, personally. Meters worth of this you're getting in that pack today, including but not limited to, of course, some of your funky toggle clasps and some of your jump rings as well in there, shepherd's hooks. All of this should be £16.85, which is astonishing because you're actually getting 265 pieces in this. 265 pieces. Your price today. Oh, are you joking? Really? Oh, no. Okay, I didn't know this. Your price today for all of this. £8.95. Wait. The findings pack. The findings pack. You are getting yourself 50 bolt ring clasps, which I know at that big department store that we all know, you get a pack of 15 for £4 something. I know that. Those are the cheap versions as well, like the home ones. 15 of those. You've got 50 here at 50p because you've got 100 here for 50p. All of this that I've got here in front of me is £1. £1 that we've got. That is astonishing. Buy the findings pack. You've got 115 pieces in there, and then you get 150 pieces of your copper plated silver for free. Silver plated copper, all the way around. For absolutely nothing. £8.95. You buy this, you get all of this for £1. Get it quick, honestly, going fast. STGC10, that is your code. It's the last thing you're gonna probably see for a little while at this price point. It's just an astonishing array of goodies for you, it really is. Oh, and it's got those gorgeous, let me show you these as well. You know, we were talking before when we did the Ellie the elephant, and we showed you those little sort of diamond-shaped spaces, and we put them as the front of the headdress, didn't we? Well, these ones aren't the same, but you could definitely use these instead. Couldn't you? Because they're the gorgeous little flower-shaped ones. Imagine these in the centre of the headpiece, centre of the headdress. Oh, yeah, what do you think?
Yes.
That'd work.
I think I've used them. No, I've definitely used the head pinny ones, but the ones in the packs, but those work really, really well because you just put head pin through and they'll add that extra bulk of detail really well.
So that is what would hold them in, isn't it? So this is just on one of the head pins that you also get in this kit, and just that into the front, into the centre of the elephant himself.
Yeah, I mean, I've just used a flower head pin, which gives you the same effect. Imagine the top of that and the eyes.
because this is a smaller one. So look, can you see him there? Oh, I love that. It's the elephant we had before. So if you did a larger elephant, you could do in a different colourway, because this is just the...
This is
the baby one. Look at his chunky little legs. Oh, shut out. So I talk to my dog. You can do that really easily with this whole kit. I love him. Loads and loads of you getting your hands on this. You've gone off my screen. I've got people from Derbyshire, from America, from Greater Manchester, from Yorkshire. Loads of you coming around. I'm going to try and squeeze some more in really quickly. Yes, I do remember that. Let's do that. Where is it? Oh, I've got it. Now, we didn't tell you we were going to bring this because we weren't totally sure how many we were going to be able to get. We have managed to get ourselves some. We are so, so happy about this. This is your 925 oval ring collection. Take a look at this for me. Now, these are your sizes that we've got up on your screen. So when you get in touch, when you get involved, you can let us know your size. I personally am the N to O, so this size will be perfect. It won't work for us. You've got your 925 here. Now, talk to me about inlaying polymer in this, because surely...
Yes, polymer. I made, years ago, Debbie showed how to use the extruder tool, and you made a lovely colour block, sliced it off and popped it in there. And I don't really have to glue it in, but you can put resin on top as well.
Yes.
So you can put a layer of polymer clay and then put it in your handy Andy, you know, the one with the clamps.
The clamps, the vice clamp,
Yeah. You either the vice clamp here, or you know the one with the magnifying glass.
Yeah.
You can keep that. You can actually keep it horizontal. Put the resin in, and then, or you can wire beads into because there's gaps. You can wire beads, gemstones into the.
That's gorgeous, isn't it? I'm so sorry. There's something gone wrong. It won't let us play it. I don't know why. Scott, explain this to me.
Oh no.
Scott doesn't know why either. We'll try and get it up for you at some point. We will try and sort that out for you. We're really sorry. I'm so sorry. But now Scott has to make up for himself with a shocking price. No, not by coming out on screen and disrupting everyone with your face. Ben suggested with his shirt off, but no one needs to see that, do they? This is the perfect square. You're going to do us an astonishing price, producer Scott? Okay. Of course he is. Of course he is. You have got here 2 strands of your red crackled quartz. Very berry tone, isn't it? On these 10 mil. And then you've got 2 of your black. And this is 130 of the black crackled quartz. I don't think I've ever seen black crackled quartz before, but I love it. Gorgeous colour combo together. Should be £27.80. What is Scotty Belotti Bean going to do for us? Ooh, I like that a lot. 4 strands of genuine gemstones for just £19.95 for you today. This is a beautiful colour palette and really interesting shapes in here. It's got that dusky colouring to it, hasn't it? It's got just a delicate touch of tones in here, hasn't it? It's £19.95 on all of this. It's absolutely astonishing. The perfect squares. That is so much of a descriptive name, isn't it? £19.95 for you today. You've got that really delicate, very berry, almost cranberry tone, haven't they, to them actually. And you've got that deep crackle black. I just want to see these intertwined. Oh yeah. I think they work really well together actually. What do you think? Do you like them? Unisex. How easy would it be to have a pair of cufflinks with this? That would be so simple, wouldn't it? Now, I'm heading back over to the gorgeous Rachel Norris now, and we're about to bring up her DVD information. Come with me, Nelly. I can't believe, I can't do an impression of an elephant. It's hard, isn't it?
I could, but I'll do that in the car on the way home.
I love that. Let me put Nelly back there. I can't believe that you've managed to do this in what must be probably about 40 minutes.
Yes. I mean, I found that quartz, which must have been used a few days ago. That's beautiful. Gorgeous, and then some shell pearl in there, and then just wiggled some wire around. And stuff.
How did you manage to shape this? Because you obviously haven't used a template.
No, again, that's in addition to of my DVDs.
Yeah.
So I do show how to make a bird shape in that one. So I have done it before. Again, I would have spent a bit of time making it neater, but there we go. It'll do.
We do still have some of the addition to, well, 1 through 3 available. I think we've got like 2 left or something ridiculous. So actually do treat yourself to it right now. £4.95 is the artisan earrings. These are the ones that we've got just down here. This is our DVD. First day you're able to purchase it. So it'll be with you in a couple of working days, and you too can learn to create these beautiful, beautiful earrings. I absolutely love your pieces.
Thank you. Well, you've been wonderful to be with today. You've been very calming and relaxing and kept me going. And
bless.
Thank you.
No problem.
2 hours sleep, and
all.
so it's done really well to keep going and actually make sense, which I probably haven't. But there
You have made perfect amount of sense. You really have. Say that to me again, Scott. It'll let you do the ring now. Oh. I'll very quickly show you
that
it.
lovely ring setting. You can do lots with it and put polymer clay in it and wire some beads in it and everything else like that.
Wonderful. Really easy to do as well. That's coming up on your screen now. Now, whilst I'm bringing that over, there it is up on your screen. Ryan, your ace. Thank you, sweet pea. This today is just £15.95. It's totally solid 925. £15.95. Going to be fitting your ring finger perfectly. Fill it, play it, whatever you wish to do. It's absolutely gorgeous. Rachel, you are ridiculously talented and just really lovely. I've had so much fun working with you.
Thank you. You're an absolute darling.
Oh, bless you. When are you next on?
Well, I'm taking September as a slight break because I'm doing an NHS waiting list initiative.
Okay, wow.
But I think it's the 1st of October, so it's not that long.
Not that long at all. A few weeks. No. That's it. If people want to find you on Facebook, how do they find you?
Rachel Norris, JM, Rachel Norris, or something like that.
JM, guest designer, yes. Rachel Norris. Do treat yourself to the ring and also to Rachel's Artisan DVD, because I've had over 1,000 of those sell today already. So do treat yourself. You've been an absolute gem. Do stay tuned, because in the late show, I've only gone and got spellbinding Laura binding. We will see you very, very soon. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.